Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 281. Jack and I are back to talk about another week of professional wrestling that we just, shot half our ammunition talking without recording. We were catching up on a segment, laughing really hard, and just... You have some opinions on a thing we'll talk about shortly when we get to NXT, because it was really fun to watch. But anyways, I'm going to talk about War Games. I watched it. I took that bullet for us. You said... Not to spoil my review, but I basically said it's filling in some of the spots for worst of nominees. Yeah. So then you decided you might go watch it.
That's the only reason I'm watching WWE though.
We'll watch we'll talk about Dynamite. We'll talk about NXT, a little bit of Raw, and whatever else, trivia, news, stuff like that. Timestamps for whatever you want to find. We usually just banter here, but we just bantered off.
Again, ammunition shot.
Yeah, we were talking about many things before, but
jumping on a bit.
I was mentioning our street does a lot of things together, and tonight is the big Christmas party. They do it kind of early, right? Because everybody has family stuff closer to the date. So that is tonight. That'll be fun, except I was saying the host's son, who is, a year younger than you, just snapped his collarbone last night, the night before hosting all of these people. So that'll be, I feel bad for him, but the party must go on, I think, so.
The show goes on, yeah.
We got tons more snow. Did you? We have lots.
I'd say a little more.
Yeah, but...
Still, not terrible, I feel like.
Winter has arrived. Winter is coming is late. The actual
Winter's coming is next week, yeah.
Right. It should have been 2 weeks ago, I guess, up where we live. But anyways, anything else you want to discuss? You had an exam. You said it went okay. You're a master philosopher now.
Master philosopher, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gotta love it at 8 a.m. I think I woke up at 6:30 yesterday, which is great.
I had nothing to do today. I could have slept all day, and I got up at 8:30. I think getting old that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's why old people eat dinner and go to bed so early, because it's you're gonna wake up super early.
That's right. It's happening.
That's your future.
I used to be able to sleep all day. Now 9 is pushing it.
I go to bed super late and I wake up early.
Yeah, you've never had to have a ton of sleep to function for some reason.
Yeah, and
some people are like that.
I can't. It's honestly hard to get more sleep. Unless the only time I ever sleep, sometimes I've slept until noonish, but that's one of those nights where I'm out of my room till 4 or something.
Makes sense.
And then it's the lack of sleep for so long kind of pushes me to sleep. But even then, it's not I'm getting more sleep because I slept in. It's because I'm trying to
catch up,
find the normalcy.
Yeah.
Right.
So balance it out somehow.
It also helps having curtains here. I can't sleep that late in my homeroom because when the sun gets through my windows,
that's it.
The second there's even any sunlight.
Well, you need to. I have extra of that. I put the stuff up on your brother's windows, and it's a cave in there. You can put some up.
We need, or something like that at least.
Well, I have a bunch of a roll left. Anyways, this is riveting banter for everybody to hear. But I have an extra giant chunk of it.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I'll bring it up next time. I don't know. You want to talk wrestling, I guess? We got a bunch to get to.
We need the clip, yeah.
All right. Yeah, we need to get to talking about that stuff. All right, so we'll get into it. First thing is talking about some of the week's news and rumors. So I leaned hard into the rumors this week, just kind of for fun, I guess. I don't think this is surprising. Word is call-ups from NXT. We'll play the game.
I did see that.
Okay, so who do you have it or you just saw it?
I don't have it. I was looking at that.
So who was it? Go ahead.
I think what the rumored ones are, it was Ricky,
yep,
Oba, Trick, JC Jane, Ruka. Probably.
Ruka, and my list didn't have JC Jane, but did have Tony D'Angelo.
Oh, okay, that's the one. And then I saw Ego was considered as well.
There seems to be a lot, right? You can't do it all at once, so they're gonna have to be staggered.
I feel if you're also considering someone like Jordan Grace, have her beat JC Jane, have her hold the belt for a bit while the other ones get called up.
I know, and maybe that's what they do. And Tony D has just disappeared. So
yeah, I don't know what his deal is. He has a hiatus.
Do you think anyone or him specifically needs to be repackaged?
Him.
Yeah. Anyone else? I don't think. I think the rest are fine.
None of them are that character-ish to really warrant a repackaging.
He's the only cartoon character in there.
Yeah, I would maybe add depth to JC Jane, but not a repackage. I don't think.
Your turn. I got a few this week actually.
So the big thing of the week is that Netflix is bought Warner Bros. Discovery. It's strange. So like, there's been bidding war for them, like that conglomerate a while back. I think it's like been Netflix, and Paramount, and Comcast going for it. And they've ultimately Netflix won out. I believe it keeps their channels under their own thing. Like I think like TBS and TNT and the other channels are underneath it something else, so that won't affect AEW's TV deal, I think.
Right.
The only thing I would think where it might affect them is like HBO Max. So I don't know if like that would get integrated into Netflix, but I don't.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know. So it's interesting. So far from what I've seen, I don't think it affects AEW.
I haven't seen anything saying it will either, but I guess time will tell.
But like obviously most people thinking like, oh, ha, Tony Khan must be mad because like Netflix bought them, so now it's like they would have all the AEWs and like they would AEW too. I don't think that's how it's gonna work. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem like that.
So not from anything I've seen so far either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that was the big story, to be honest. Rumors again that the masked man isn't Austin Theory, it's who?
I forget.
Chris Jericho.
Oh. No.
So
it's so clearly Austin Theory.
But all I can tell you, that's what I was going to say, is the man that scaled the cage and climbed in was not Chris Jericho. That doesn't mean the reveal won't be Chris Jericho. I'm just saying that wasn't.
It won't be Jericho. Because like the way he scales the cage so like quickly and athletically, it's not him. Even
and
like
his
the way
build is too big.
The build is so clearly Theory, and the movements are so clearly Theory.
Doesn't mean it won't be Jericho later.
You saw the Raw highlights, right? Like how they haven't revealed it yet. They're kind of playing off. Triple H said the Raw this week would be a new era.
Of course.
He's take a shot every time Triple H has said that this year.
I think what he's saying is it's the AI era, and they're just now AI is booking. That's the wink is like new era because we don't have humans.
No, he's the king of like TV show hyperbole.
If you told me AI wrote War Games, I would believe you.
I might believe you.
And Shiloh Hill's promo.
I do think what's been kind of funny is like Becky Lynch doing a conspiracy thing ever since she lost War Games. So she was like waving her teammates over, not tapping.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
I've seen
that's funny.
About it.
My turn? No, your turn.
Yeah. No, wait.
Mine was Jericho is Austin Theory.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. So the current internal favorite to win the Rumble is professionally Braun Breaker, which I think would be awesome.
It makes sense. He had his big promo on, and that was the thing. It was good. It was good. But I heard people saying
overhyped it. They definitely overhyped it a bit, but I will say it was pretty good. I did like it. I really hope he wins the Rumble because to me, like that's
fresh.
The Rumble's not always like about putting new people over, but like to me, when I think of good Rumble wins, I think of like putting over Batista in 05 or like putting over Austin. What would have been 98 would have been the year he actually
like not when it's one of the overwhelming already established stars.
Yeah, or not like 2022 where it was like that shit ass Rumble where Shane McMahon went to power for himself and then Brock Lesnar won it, right? Or like when Edge came back in 2021 and won it. I really didn't like that. Like I would have liked. I'm okay if Edge gets the title match that year, but like I don't think you need to win the Rumble to get it, right. I feel like it's just kind of a waste sometimes.
Yeah.
Or like Drew McIntyre 2020. That's I think a really good recent example.
I agree. Like, I enjoyed that.
And that was a good Rumble too. That was the one where Lesnar dominated half of it, which was pretty entertaining.
You have the chance to make a star or further establish one or whatever.
Yeah, and like there's times where like I feel like they kind of missed the mark on that. Mm-hmm. Last year, or I guess it was this year. This year's Rumble, in a year where I hated WWE, I think more than I ever have in my entire life. I absolutely loved the Rumble this year. We watched, I think it was, remember we watched in Rec Room after Smash, I think it was.
Oh yeah, we had a good time.
That show in general, if I had to pick my favorite PLE, I think I enjoyed it more than Chamber just because it lives longer than them. And that Rumble was so... I just remember there being so many things I liked about that Rumble. Because it was like fun. Interwoven so great. There were so many stories coming in and coming out. And then Jey Uso won.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was a blunder completely. I think like this was the one time where it would have been acceptable to have an older guy win it, and that would have been Cena, right?
Listen, Jey Uso's mad now, okay? He's leaning heel or something, so...
I'm just glad people turn on him. But yeah, like Braun Breaker I think is kind of the perfect choice to win the Rumble. I really don't know who else you do. I think the only one, because like I've heard we're doing Roman and Cody again. Yeah.
Take my money.
Yeah. I guess Roman would win the Rumble again, but like at this point he's so above that. Like
exactly, he doesn't need it. Part of it too is like it's gotta coincide with the right story arc. You know what I mean? Somebody whose story makes sense that they win that and they're believable actually
Yeah, like McIntyre.
That's
Like
a-
again, I feel like that
exactly.
was such a good. That was a really great choice to
It
win
was the
it.
logical next step in the story they were already telling with him,
Yeah.
right? So that was kind of key for
Or
that
even
too.
Rollins in 2019, I think was really logical because he was coming off the hot IC champ run in 2018, and then he won that Rumble, and he went on to face Lesnar, right? Like a lot of them make sense. And then I like one of the ones I think that should have been good, but like they fumbled so bad was do you remember who won the Rumble in 2018 for the men?
No.
Like Nakamura.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Nakamura won a Rumble. That's crazy now.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And that was the first Rumble I remember like actually watching as it happened, I think. 'Cause I don't know, actually it would have been 2017, I think. But no, the Nakamura winning a Rumble is insane now because like they fumbled that. And the champion was AJ Styles, and they fumbled it.
He must be a guy who's just happy getting a pretty big paycheck,
Yeah,
right?
and they let him work Japan every
Right.
now and then. Like
He's chilling,
got
as they
his
say.
own life. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I'm a fan of Breaker winning the Rumble. It sucks. It's the Saudi Rumble,
Mhm.
which sounds like it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
but
it probably will.
I'll probably watch it 'cause it's the Rumble, and that's my weak spot.
So we had some big debuts at TNA Final Resolution last night. I did not watch any of that. I checked the results. I did watch some ROH, which was weird. Just because you mentioned it, I think. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to have to wait for your brother and his friends to be done at the movies, so I'll watch some Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So, Bear Bronson, do you hear who he debuted with?
I did.
And promptly lost.
It's not coming. No, hold on.
Promptly lost to the System, which I think is funny.
Yes, because I know I saw. Oh, should I would know them, right?
Nothing says they have big plans for you better than you lose to the System in your debut.
Oh.
They share a last name. I'll give you that. The other 2/3.
You're just gonna tell me. I'm not getting there.
Second, third generation. I don't know. Their family's all over wrestling.
Von Erichs?
No. Not quite. CW and Brock Anderson.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. And I was like, okay.
Star-studded. And they lost. And they lost.
You know, not only like losing the System, but teaming with Brock Anderson. I'm sorry.
I know.
Brock Anderson why was he in AEW? He was so boring.
Yeah, well, we know why he was in there. His name, basically.
Well, and his dad was working there.
Yes.
He was working there? I don't know.
And then other newcomers that we actually are fans of, and I texted you to say they kept their theme.
They got Who Are You chance, which I thought that sucks.
Yeah, so it's the Righteous, and I think
I think that's a solid spot for them.
I do too. To me, they are just a cool act, you know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel about their matches, which I don't even mind, but the whole package I think is cool. And the theme song is awesome, and I don't usually care.
Goes with them, so that's
perfectly.
Great. It is a great theme song.
So I think that's a good get for TNA.
I agree.
Bear Bronson and the Andersons, I mean, whatever.
That's the better get.
Obviously. Max deals for them.
Yeah.
You're up.
Continuing with pay-per-views from last night, I'm just going to go over the ROH Final Battle results.
Yes, please do.
I thought the card actually looked decent. There might be a couple of matches I would watch, and I don't really care about the results. I already know. Deonna Purrazzo beat Billy Starks to become the inaugural ROH Women's Period Champion.
I told you I almost wore her T-shirt for this recording, but I went Brody Lee, and I didn't know that, so that I should have made that choice.
Yeah. It makes sense, that belt for her.
It does.
I would prefer Deeb. I'm sad Deeb didn't win, but
similar deal. Yeah.
Down the line, I'm just glad it wasn't Billy Starks again. I also saw on the pre-show, I think Death Riders beat Grizzled Young Vets, and then
I forgot they existed.
Ace Austin beat Lee Johnson. I think there's another match too.
Grizzled Young. Speaking of beefing up the tag division, those guys are awesome.
Put them on Dynamite. Like they would be so
great.
Yeah,
I honestly forgot they existed.
I think they're on the indies too much right now.
Yeah.
Like I see them all over the indies.
I really think they're they're not FTR, but they do that. They do that heel tag team so well. The Dyad, stop. That's mean.
I forgot.
That's mean to them.
Yeah, and then the next it was Lee Moriarty beating Nigel McGuinness in an Iron Man match 5-4, not for the pure title, by the way.
Okay, just for fun.
For the love of the game.
For the lulz, as the kids say.
Yeah, Nigel McGuinness came out with the old pure title though, which was kind of cool.
Sure.
Red Velvet beat Mercedes Moné to win back the women's TV title, which is crazy.
So, very cool with it if they start telling that story with Moné, right? That she's just they're dribbling away And
I've seen some people speculating, like, is this the beginning?
But
Or is it just they want to give her another belt and now they want it back on Velvet? So, like, is this the start of the story? I'm not sure. Okay. We did see the promo on Dynamite, which we'll talk about, and she was already upset about losing at Full Gear. So this could be the start of the story, but I'm not sure.
let me ask you.
Okay.
Let's assume it is. It could be a super cool story.
Yeah.
Is she good enough to pull it off?
I think she's good enough if she actually commits to it. If like she's not like trying to.
I hope so, because it could be awesome.
It's good. It's just like I don't know. She's been stuck in like the same trope for a while, I feel like. And then furthermore, who wins the TBS title from her? Because I think that's the last one she has to lose. Because my pick is Windsor. I would still want it to be Windsor, I think.
And watching Monet unravel slowly could be awesome.
Yeah, and then you could change her a bit once she loses all the belts. And yeah, I don't know about you, but I think Windsor would be the perfect choice because I think you need to make someone off of this and not like...
You could, for sure.
So I think, I mean, Windsor feels like the perfect choice.
And she's not locked into a tag team right now?
Yeah, Windsor was teaming with Riho in the tournament, but like that was like...
It didn't feel like a thing. No.
LFI, which was Guevara and Mordos, beat Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, and Adam Priest for the vacant ROH tag titles, so Mordos has a belt now.
That's it.
And Guevara's now vacated the title twice and won it 3 times. He was tag champs with Dustin Rhodes, vacated them, won it with Roosh. Tag champs with Roosh, vacated them, tag champs with Mordos.
That's awesome.
I get why him and Rhodes vacated it, kind of. I mean, I think I would still argue you could have freebirded it with the Von Erichs, but I guess they vacated because like
I forgot they exist too.
The Von Erichs already had the 6-man tag titles at the time, and maybe like because they wanted to do the heel turn with Guevara, sure. But now Guevara's in LFI. Roosh can't defend it. Why wouldn't you just do Freebird rules? Because LFI are already supposed to be like rule-breaking heels, right?
Right, and they would do that for sure. That's on brand for them.
So now, because of like booking reasons, Guevara is technically a 3-time tag champ within like the span of a year, which is like... But he's never lost it. He just keeps faking it and winning it back with someone else. It's so strange. But good for Mordos at least.
Yeah, I'm happy for him too.
Then Eddie Kingston beat Josh Woods for reasons I don't know.
Josh Woods.
STP, which is Shane Taylor and the Infantry, beat Skyflight to retain the 6-man tag titles. Ricochet defended the AEW national title against Dalton Castle. Bandito retained the world title against Guevara, Mordos, Commander Hechicero, and Vanilla Baby. Blake Christian, my boy, did not get the job done.
He did
and
not.
Then main event, Athena retained the women's title against Persephone. So
yeah,
that's interesting.
It was good what I watched.
Yeah,
I mean, it was half.
Interestingly, I'm pretty sure Ricky and Oba are opening.
They are. It was decided on NXT.
Yeah, right. Which is a strange
They're both really happy about it, not disappointed. They're like perfect or whatever,
like,
you know.
Yes.
So I think I file this one under good news. It's reports that Nikki Bella may shift roles. Did you hear into what? From in ring?
Something backstage.
Heel manager. So.
Oh, why?
My thing was, she can't wrestle or talk. So at least like we're losing
one.
We're getting rid of one.
But then it's like you have to fully rely on the other. So it's like.
And she's gonna be speaking for other people.
That's not like that's. How about we don't?
I agree, but anyways, I thought that was worth talking. I only have one more after that.
That's such like I don't. Why her as a manager?
You already talked about it, so I don't have any because you talked about. Did you mention Rumble's thinking about going 4 matches? Right? Did you say that?
Rumble? I don't know about that.
Oh, sorry. I thought when you talked about it, you slipped that in there. Never mind. So that's my last one then. That apparently they're ditching filler matches for Royal Rumble and are going to go similar to War Games.
Interesting. Okay, I could see that.
Which, if you, as someone who just did it for War Games. If you only go in and watch the matches and you don't watch any of the ads or the nonsense or
then it's palatable.
Then it's very quick watch. Palatable's probably close to right, but it was fast. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So I'm done.
Okay, then Darby Allin was hospitalized after the Kevin Knight match. Apparently took the coast to coast hit pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
And he was rushed back as not an emergency, sorry, just in case.
So I think now that I think about it. Kevin Knight's athleticism, right? Because we even talked about it in the moment. Most people barely get there, and he's there and can kick you full steam.
Yeah.
So if he's
he
a normal,
definitely goes hard on the coast to coast when he was facing Fletcher this week, I noticed.
if he has the athleticism of a normal human, it's probably not even possible.
And I imagine, like, with his face already being tender and having gone through blood and guts,
Already tender face. This guy,
Um,
exactly.
I would imagine Darby's already pretty banged up. But I'm surprised like he's in hospital that bad. So it has to be something else like on top of that.
And with the life he's led, it could be
That right? That's what I mean.
anything.
Like
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then TNA, the second biggest North American wrestling company, as we all know. They have a TV deal now.
They are number 2.
So now, remember,
See
it
what I
was
did
like,
there?
Yeah, because they're crap. Like, remember what was like the talk that Bischoff said earlier? Like with like the right TV deal, they're gonna be number 2.
Yeah, they are number 2.
They're number 2 now.
That's what he meant.
Yeah. The NXT partnership will remain, I believe. Some people said it wouldn't. I'm pretty sure it will.
It feels like it's not dying out at the
I feel like
moment.
that has to be part of the appeal for AMC. It's like, okay, we'll get some WWE exposure on our program.
Considering you have Stax beating Macklin, which is
That was my other thing was, yeah, Stax won the international title for Macklin. Like, what are we doing?
What? That's funny.
Like, just technically he's a double champion.
So he was on NXT this week.
Heritage Cup.
He was on NXT this week, but he's kind of being portrayed as like Ariana's valet. So they're gonna have to do something there now that he's a champion, prestigious. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for news.
I believe so.
Okay, so I'm going to go back, and I was telling you, I think that we weren't recording, that I'm looking forward to doing this because I haven't given War Games a thought, and I took like halfway decent notes, so I'm kind of curious to see what I was thinking in the moment and what even happened because it wasn't very memorable. So we'll talk about it now. It is WWE Survivor Series War Games. Okay, so War Games. War Games it happened.
Yes.
So the biggest thing was no shark cages this year, right?
Really?
Nope.
Oh yeah, because like the stage is like so small there. It's just like
I heard somebody speculating that it was because Brock Lesnar was like, I'm not sitting in a cage for half an hour waiting to go into a match, and they were like, okay, sir.
The match isn't even going to start. So
that's right. The match has not even started. The match beyond. That's what that refers to.
That's so lame. That's like part of the thing.
Yeah. So women's War Games match opens the show.
I feel like that's usually what happens.
I think that's the case, yeah. Charlotte starts for the baby faces. And then we're told they phrased it weird. I get it. It's a young girl with cancer, and I think she inspired Charlotte's gear. But it was like...
She did, because I thought the t-shirt designs were really bad, but then I found out that's why it was. I was like, okay, that's fair.
It's like one of her best friends for years is at ringside, and it's a 7-year-old girl. And I was like, what?
Why would you make it seem weird like that?
Anyways, Asuka then starts for the heels, and I just like... Charlotte as a baby face is still kind of nuts to me, because I'm not used to it. I don't see... SmackDown.
Like it's happened before, but it's kind of like Miz, or like it's happened before, but it's also like it sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't work. She's such a natural heel.
Whenever Miz goes babyface, I hate it. It's terrible every time.
I made a note here that I did enjoy the open air stadium. I thought it looked pretty cool.
It's so weird to see Survivor Series in such a big spot. I don't know. It's
something
about it I'm not thrilled with.
These are the notes I was looking forward to because I didn't remember. Charlotte morphing into Chelsea Green. She looked similar for some reason.
I don't think that's true at all, but okay.
Io enters next with a giant baking pan with her name on it. So it was a trash can lid, but no handle on it, and it honestly looked like just a giant cake pan.
Like when they use cake pan, like a cookie sheet or something.
Yeah, like just a big one. Io goes rope to rope and slips, barely catches Asuka with a clothesline, then a bullet train with the trash can lid. Io and Asuka work the metal bit between the rings as Lynch enters with a kendo stick. Somehow Io is unaware that Lynch is coming and gets caught with a kendo stick attack. There was a lot of standing and waiting for things to happen in this. Dueling exploders by Lynch and Charlotte for the other two. Bliss is next, no weapon for her. She and Flair work together to dominate the others. That makes sense. Sane is next. She brings a chain. She takes her time, even though her teammates are getting killed. That's another recurring theme.
I love that.
The lack of sense of urgency anyone has to get into this match. One chain shot, she drops the chain. even Cole questions this strategy of like, why do you bring a chain, hit one person, and then get rid of the chain when there's multiple people?
It's exhausted its use. I say that as like it was on what was Dynamite, and like Hangman's like hanging multiple people with chains like many times, but it's like it's like in some of the older 2K games, especially. I think it was like 2K14, one of the older ones, where it's like if you hit them with like the chair 4 times or whatever, and then like the chair breaks automatically. So
Yeah.
it's like you only get so many uses with the chair, or like in the AEW game, you can only use a weapon 2 times. So it's like the chain had 1 hit usage, and then it was like done.
To go back further, and someone could correct me if I'm wrong. I love this game, Double Dragon. I seem to remember because
did we play that on your like
yes,
Sega thing?
Of course
so
we did.
Say, I've tried it.
And so you can swing a bat for a while, and I think because it's so OP, as the youth would say, that it eventually just disappears because you can just keep crushing people with it, right?
The chain's too OP.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. So yeah, even Cole mentions this. So she puts it back on and then punches Alexa Bliss. Io awkwardly waits on the top for Sane to come and take her out with a trash can lid as she jumps off. So she's standing on the top rope, waiting, then decides to jump into the, at the just the worst possible time. This looked like a cartoon or something. Did you see where the baby faces are all sitting back to back and like wrapped the chain around them so they're like tied together?
I did not.
It was a lot.
I did not.
And then a double drop kick from Kairi Sane and Asuka. AJ Lee is next, and for some reason Becky Lynch is terrified of this woman.
I mean, like, I know she played like the psycho girlfriend at one point.
So Lynch tries to hold the door of the cage closed, and AJ Lee climbs over the top.
Because AJ Lee already beat her ass in like that mixed tag match.
I guess so, yeah.
I don't know.
Asuka and Sane wait to get hit by a Lehigh cross as she climbs over, right? So of course then they just position themselves waiting for her to jump on top of them. Somehow everyone else is down so that Lee can dominate just Becky Lynch. Boring battle royal style offense as Nia Jax enters with no weapon. Commentary work really hard to tell us how good she is. Jax dominates wearing white. Everyone pairs off and does nothing as commentary remind us that the match hasn't started yet. Everyone is either tired or out of ideas as Ripley enters to a good reaction. She has a trash can and kendo sticks and also takes her time getting to the ring. She's in Terrifier inspired gear, right? For the I think she's going to be in the next one or something. Quote, Michael Cole, nothing more intimidating than a kendo stick wrapped in black. If you were to list all of the things in the world from least intimidating to most,
the top one is the kendo stick
wrapped in black.
I like they didn't even say like painted black, wrapped in black, taped. It's just wrapped in black.
So then I ask
like
you,
barbed wire or like
how many spots down does just a regular kendo stick go? So if wrapped in black makes it number 1, just a regular one's where?
Probably like 112.
1007.
Wait, it's the black.
The wrapped in black.
Really like.
Anyways,
you know how like Cora Jade had like she had the black kendo stick.
That's right.
That's why she got released. She was like too terrifying,
too powerful.
Roster, yeah,
that's right. So yeah, these are the kind of comments I was making as I watched it.
Like, it's better just not say anything. Like you don't need to hyperbolize every match. It's better just like not say anything.
I agree, and let them. Sorry,
it would be better. Just, like I feel like WWE commentary and like especially Vince and still now obviously, but like they're so afraid of like not making it grand enough or like not saying something at every waking moment.
God forbid you let the fans think for themselves for a second. You must make them aware of every beat of every story.
God forbid you call it as it is and don't exaggerate.
Right. So Ripley cleans house. She and Io double team Sane with that cloverleaf thing and a drop kick with a trash can. Everyone down as Lash enters last, which I put in brackets smart, meaning like they shouldn't have her wrestling a long time, I don't think. She takes her time too, no weapon. Lash actually looks impressive. She did, killing all the faces immediately. Nice forearm and a ragdoll of Bliss. She actually looked impressive coming in here because they kept it to like a couple minutes, right? Last one left is Ripley. She and Lash sort of square off. There's some anticipation of that. Lash with a nice power bomb and pump kick to Ripley. And I put Lash is the highlight of the match so far, question mark. Io is pressed and thrown onto...
I hear good things about her.
Thrown onto others by Jax and Lash. Sane gets a chain elbow drop to Io. Ripley has to make the save. We get accidental EO missed to Lash Legend, and Ripley. Oh, I think because
Asuka missed.
Yeah, Asuka missed the mist. I think Ripley saved Flair from getting hit with the mist because that was a beat of some story that we had to have to. Twisted Bliss to Lash. Io up top handed her garbage can for the standard high spot to all four standing heels who patiently wait
Take
for
a
her.
shot every year she's done that. Like,
It's just getting like, it's just a moment now, right? It's not anything because they stand and wait and it looks terrible and it doesn't matter. I get you have
and
to.
it's like she's done it every time now, so it's like
Yes.
it's literally becoming part of the joke that War Games is stale because like she does that every year.
So Riptide, Black Widow, babyfaces win after 41 minutes. It was just super bland and not memorable
and, like,
at all.
The advantage in this one, right?
So who?
I'm pretty sure one of them did, and I know it was
Charlotte starts. Then Asuka starts for the heels.
Yeah, but
yeah, and then next was Io. So yeah,
yes,
you're right.
Which that always like kind of puts a damp on the format. I feel like
honestly, if you were to say to me, what's the most memorable thing, and I'm not trying to like pile on to WWE, it was Lash Legends like 2.5 minutes of a 41-minute match. Everything else
isn't that long. For most of the time, it's not even started.
Oh, true. You're right. It was probably 12 minutes. Or, I don't know. Oh God.
Well, then that would mean her 2 minutes probably wasn't even part of the match.
The final, it's like Io did the same thing, like you said. It's like it's not.
It's becoming a joke at this point,
right? The final stretch was more interesting, but not enough to make up for like 35 minutes of really plodding basic stuff. AJ didn't really do anything. It's like she wasn't even there, other than the brief little bit with
and then the finish.
Becky, paint by numbers vibes. And it was like almost no. It felt like Io's the only one willing to do something, and the rest were like,
well, what she did was also like the same thing.
But again, I think this ownership, it's an era of these are commodities. We can't have hurt themselves. I feel like we're going to enter an era where it's a little bit safer. They're working a little bit safer.
Yeah, as if they weren't already, too.
Which isn't the best thing for us. I'm not wanting anyone to get hurt, but I know
like,
what I like to watch.
Yeah, and it's also then like you have less room to be creative. Like with the women's blood and guts, the amount of like different stuff they did, or like I'll talk about it with the men's War Games, but like the men's blood and guts we're talking about, like this year, I think especially the men's blood and guts felt different because they did like the attack angle with Briscoe, so that kind of turned it on its head, and like you had stories going in. Like the finish was actually set up with O'Reilly and Moxley. Like they had been setting that up for weeks.
Yep.
And like just the spots they did because they're willing to do more and go more out there.
And I'm not.
They're gonna do, and then like they went up to the roof and like.
When I review this, I don't want to compare it to other things, but it's really hard not to because it just happened and it was so much better.
The contrast, it's so stark because the blood and guts was so great this year. So like I saw wide praise for those, and I've seen most people not like these.
And when people talk about, there's too much blood in AEW, there's too much, maybe there is, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me either way, to be honest with you. But the flip side, I think, is you had a 41-minute match with 6 women and weapons, and there's not a drop of blood, right? So if you at one point can say this company has way too much, can I then say, well, this company doesn't have enough?
I agree. And I feel like matches like this are where like blood really can kind of be useful, because like people, like one of the arguments is that like, okay, AEW does a lot of blood, so that therefore like when WWE does it once in a blue moon, it feels more meaningful.
Maybe
sometimes, but honestly I think that's to imply that it doesn't feel meaningful in AEW, when like I think like in Blood and Guts it does, I think like in the O'Reilly Mox match it does, but like then it's also to say that like I'm
getting desensitized to Moxley bleeding, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that doesn't affect
I feel like
anymore.
I feel like him over the last year has been less so.
Yeah,
because like I feel like there was a time where he would bleed every week, but like
and that's I think just what lingers with me.
Yeah, for sure. But like with AEW, I think to say that doesn't matter is a little. But then you have like this whole match where it's another limitation, because like even like back in the day, the NWA WCW ones were like, at least in the early days, were pretty gory affairs.
Yeah,
and like they're supposed to be.
Do you have over under accurate pulled up?
I should.
So.
But I'll find it.
To me, this is a really below average War Games, and when it comes around to year end stuff, I'm always like, a factor for me is this is a Big 4 pay-per-view, right? This is chock full of talent, in a big spot, right? And a
Yeah.
huge stipulation type of match. So all of that, even though the star rating might not be as low as it's not bottoming out, to me the stage and whatever it's on matters quite a
I
bit.
agree. That's definitely part of it. I think that was because the women's War Games, I think, was our worst match for the women last year as
Really?
well.
So they're
I
defending.
believe so. Yeah, and I think also because I think, and I've been saying this before too, AEW's had such a great year this year. Like, there's so many things that we really loved this year that
Yeah.
like even even if War Games, like, because by all accounts seems like this one kind of sucked. Even if it like was mediocre or was like okay, it still could contend for worst stuff because it's really hard. I'm hard pressed at least to find
Hmm.
things that I don't like from AEW this year.
And if there
Um,
were really bad women's matches, for example, since that's the topic we're on, they were probably on TV and they won't get any bonus points, if you will, for being on a big scale in between.
yeah,
Like, you know what I
and
mean? It
still
was just
sucking.
like
Yeah.
some middle of a TV show, they had a botch fest or whatever,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
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 So
Sorry, and then this was a 5.21 from Cage Match.
I'm pretty close. I went 2.5 stars, right? Like,
Meltzer went 2 3/4.
went what? Two and three
Two and
quarters?
three quarters. Yeah.
Interesting. So it wasn't good, and it seems like that's the consensus, right? And that's not true. I actually left a comment on somebody's thing that I never do on YouTube because it was an overwhelmingly positive about war games, and it's like a super mega famous one. I forget who it was. I was just,
I can't imagine. That's like
well,
this. It just wasn't good. That's
it's
not.
just, and it's smart for him. He knows his audience, right? Once you know who's listening to your show, you know what you kind of have to, or maybe he honestly enjoyed it too. That's possible. Anyways, John Cena taking on Dominic Mysterio. What, Cena had the belt here? Dom's trying to win it back. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had told me before watching a WWE PLE that Dominic Mysterio and John Cena is going to be your favorite match of the night, I would be like, okay, what's the rest of that show look like? But we find out
I
right
mean,
here.
on this day and age of PLEs, I'm really not that surprised.
It's a crazy statement. I have a few notes for this one. Dom, of course, is taking shortcuts early. And Rodriguez gets in a shot from the apron. Three amigos for two. Perez and Rodriguez getting Cena's way on the floor. That allows Dom to sneak attack and get control again. We get an awkward Dom Rana off the barricade. Did you see this? In real time,
did.
I
I did.
believed he was hurt. It looked
I did.
honestly
It did look
super
pretty
good.
rough. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if it was planned or not, but
I think it was.
then they didn't really nail it.
Nailed it. Yes. Because he lands high on the neck and shoulders.
He does,
Commentary,
he
not
does.
sure what it was. I did hear someone talk about it, and they're right. The telltale sign that it was planned was that they never cut away from it. If it's not scripted and it looks really bad and head and neck, they'll cut to the crowd or they'll cut to the ref counting. You know what I mean? They'll do
That's something they
something.
need to consider because then you could really,
Work that.
yeah.
Yes. So, and I thought, yeah, that's a fair point. I didn't really pick up on that.
But
That is
that's those are always things that you never really pick up in the moment.
no,
Though.
but
So
that's
it's not always a big deal. You know what I mean? Like that's something that like usually you see that like then I'm not considering like oh they're showing it a lot. You know, like I'm usually
yeah.
not thinking about that.
No, not at all. So the ref checks on Dom for quite a while. They call out the medics, and at this point, I'm like, probably it's 70-30 that it's real. You know what I mean? The women take out Cena with the Tahana bomb and Pop Rocks as the ref is dealing with
Dude,
that.
like she hit the Tiana bomb to Cena. That's pretty
It
cool.
looked good. And then it's awesome. Dom just hops up like he's totally fine. This was like,
I did love that.
I was very sports entertained by this. I'll say that. Hits a 619 and a frog splash, but the ref won't count. The ref's just like, so I guess the ref's just like, hey, I'm pretty sure you cheated because now John Cena's dead and he wasn't and you were on the floor. So I'm just not going to count. But wouldn't that mean that's a DQ? If you're that confident, isn't that just a DQ then? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal, but it seems strange to me. The ref throws out Rodriguez and Perez. We get some of the moves of doom from Cena. I don't think he got to all five.
Some of the I missed when he had like the sixth move of doom and it was the lightning fist that he would do.
Yes,
That was
he did.
terrible.
Yes,
That was terrible. I'm pretty sure that move's in 2K still, and it's so funny.
It's banned because it was so dangerous.
Oh my god! You know what would be so funny is I should because like now in 2K they have super finishers that you can set where
Yeah.
like if you load up 3 finishers you can do like a super finisher. Like Cody has the triple crossroads of doom. Rollins has like a diving curb stomp from the top. Sammy has like the turnbuckle brainbuster, like you know, like Fletcher's move,
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? I should like set Cena's super finisher because I think super finisher he has either Avalanche AA, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or
The
I think it's like the thing where he does like the AA into a second one, right?
change it to
I
the
should see if I
punch.
can add like the lightning fist in. That would be hilarious.
Do you remember when you were little, and obviously your brother was littler, what he would call Big Show's finisher?
Toe punch? Yeah.
And the first time he did it was an accident, and because it irritated you, he would call it the co punch every time. I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah.
He did it
He
just to
also could not say Yokozuna for the life of him.
No, he could not. That's funny.
It's like
So
Oklahoma or something.
we get the move. So your face is too low in the frame again.
Oh my. Yeah, sorry, Mike. Shifted to my mistake.
The moves of doom from Cena, and then I put my description is a barely uncomfortable looking STFU. Like you could just hang out in his STFU all day.
Like
It
at this point, you just gotta laugh with it. But like,
yeah,
it's Cena's STF's always been a meme. It's so I can't even like. It's so funny.
Dom does the unzipped boot bit.
Like the Eddie Guerrero Kirk.
Yeah, so like Cena goes to grab him by the boot, and the boot comes off, and it allows him to get control.
He just did that. Didn't he do it as like a reset or something?
Probably. Frog splash for 2. Sudden AA for 2. Cena takes out the ref by accident. STFU, but there's no ref. So JD, McDonough, and Balor out there to beat down Cena while the ref is down. Cena avoids a top rope move from each of them and hits an AA to simultaneously, which is still pretty cool.
I do think it's kind of cool that he can do that at this age still.
And then the big surprise is it's Liv Morgan. She's back. Runs to the ring faster than the War Games women. I put slight tease that she slaps Dom, right? So it's like, oh, she's back and she's mad at Dom for whatever, I guess with Roxanne maybe. But she hugs Cena. We zoom in and she does the face where it turns, like what Cena did, right?
Yeah, I did see that comparison, which I thought was kind of cool.
So Dom hops up again. Oh, sorry, she kicks Cena in the nuts. Dom hops up, hits a frog splash for the win after 16 minutes. Man, was this overbooked like crazy? Absolutely. I thought it was.
That's fun though.
I thought it was really fun. Like this was sports entertainment. This is their brand, and it was. Plus, you have the like quote unquote surprise of Liv Morgan returning, right? So I don't know. It had normally with this many moving parts. I'm like, no, this isn't for me. But this is like John Cena on his way to retirement. They have to do stuff, right?
Yeah, they gotta do something.
Dom's really good in this role too as the slimy heel, so he taking shortcuts and cheating and stuff. That's what he does. I don't know. I like the use of Liv. It was believable that he like would be fooled. Cena would be fooled by her for a moment at least, enough to get low blowed. I enjoyed it far more than the opener. It ended up being my match of the night, which is nuts. Over under accurate.
Somewhat concerning. This one, where is it? It's 5.68 from Cage Match.
Oh, I'm over.
And then Meltzer gave it 3.25.
So I was at 3.25 as well. Like I thought it was better than average. I was entertained. Like if you were to look at the wrestling in it, it's not amazing, but it was good. Then we get Nikki Bella challenging Stephanie Vaquer for the women's title.
That is quite the sentence.
I can't believe that's my first note. I can't believe that anyone actually wants this match, and Vaquer better win or I'll be pissed.
I would love for Vaquer to lose just to see the reaction.
I would have been annoyed. Vaquer's presentation is really cool. She comes across as a badass. Nikki attacks right away. Vaquer with a drop kick and a leg drop to turn the tide. She misses a leg drop and then takes a facebuster on the floor. Bella weak offense and taunts ensue for several minutes, and the crowd goes mild. Bella rolls to the ropes to avoid an eventual devil's kiss. Of course, Vaquer's matches now, to some degree, are reduced to like teasing the devil's kiss so the crowd can do the stupid Booker T nonsense.
I love that like that's lived on.
Flurry from Vaquer includes a suplex and a dragon screw out of the corner. We get the bomb thing she does. The Stephanie Vaquer bomb, the SVB, right?
That was backbreaker. Or did she change it?
That's not her finisher anymore, but she still did it.
Oh, okay. So then
I think it is a backbreaker, but they call it a bomb. It's one of those things.
That's stupid. Okay.
Meteora, but Bella pulls Vaquer off the ropes, hits a kick, TKO, or what did she call it?
Rack Attack.
Rack Attack 2.0. I almost said Implant Buster 2.0. Same idea.
That's
Synonymous, no? Gets her foot on the ropes. Knee drop to Bella on the apron. Devil's Kiss on the announce table. Another in the ring. Corkscrew splash, which always looks really good. She wins after 12 minutes, and this was a like below average TV match, not like a big 4 pay-per-view match. It was one of the only ways to get an average match out of Vicaire, or below average, I would say, is to have her face someone like this. That's what I'm saying. Nikki's solidifying herself in my worst of stuff, so it's nice to see. Vicaire looked as good as she can look, dragging Nikki Bella around the ring, but yeah, I didn't love this. Over under accurate?
4.44 from cage match is the lowest rated one.
I'm a little bit over. I went 2 3/4.
Meltzer went 1 1/4.
Oh wow, he's harsh.
That's crazy.
I don't know what it would take for me to go that low, because we say we're high. I'm tough to give out like anything above 4.5, but I also don't give much below 2.
I feel like we don't see much that's like that bad though nowadays.
Because to me, like 2 out of 5, that's 40%. Like that's really bad. To get worse, anyways. Men's War Game time. Braun and Punk start. They go back and forth. Punk off the ropes 3 times with very basic stuff. Breaker with some suplexes, but Punk is in control as Drew enters next. He takes forever to get in. I'm just literally reading my notes here. Early Claymore as Punk tries to fight off both heels. Heels throw Punk into the cage and stand around. They could have killed Punk, but chose to hit the most basic stuff and stand around in between until Cody comes out. Yeah, that sounds right. Drew won't let him in, so Cody climbs the cage while heels ignore him so he can hit a high cross. Exact same as AJ in the opener, ? Punk and Cody barely coexisting, so obviously they were teasing some tension or something there. Or as my notes say, barley coexisting. Doomsday Device to Breaker, who lands really high. Did you see that? It looked scary. The Doomsday Device Breaker took and landed on his head.
Did actually. I don't remember exactly, but I do remember seeing it.
I thought Barrett was exposing the business because his explanation was Braun was trying to rotate. Well, isn't he like?
I guess like getting hit, he's like trying to protect himself on the way down.
I guess. Faces.
Like, I feel like you can kind of defend it.
Faces have Drew alone decide jabs are the best course of action. Logan Paul is out next and he gets chairs. The first weapons introduced. Logan and Cody climb for no reason to have a strike exchange. They climb to the top and sit there for no real reason. Breaker throws a chair at Cody, who just climbs back down. What a high spot. So they both go up and fight on the edge of the cage, and then nothing. Drew and Logan hit a delayed vertical to Punk, then stand around and let 20 seconds run off so Jimmy can enter next. He slams the door, quote, on Breaker, because it didn't really hit him, then brings a table into the cage. Jimmy barely connects with something off the ropes, gets clobbered by Drew. Breaker running clothesline to Jim, and Breakensteiner to Cody allows the heels to stand around some more. Punches and clotheslines by the heels as Reed enters. Such dynamic offense. Tsunamis to Punk and Jim and Cody need Reed's ankle stay intact. Heels stand around and crowd taunts some more.
Good callback.
So much heels standing around. So many heel kicks and punches. Like this is a rumble and they have no space to wrestle, but they do.
There's 2 rings.
Right, there's double the space
rings.
and half the dudes. Braun botched Gutbuster to Jim as Jay enters. 1D to Paul, and Jay asks for his theme again, and they play it. This is so unserious.
I saw that. Some people defending it, but I'm like, that's actually crazy. Like, come on.
And when you're me and you're there and you're already leaning towards like, this is pretty boring. Like, they're not doing a lot. And then you're just like, we're going to stop so the most obnoxious person in this can do his obnoxious stuff.
You wanted this guy to be taken seriously as a main eventer? Are you joking? Like, but this is what he's doing. Like, and you wonder why people don't take him seriously as a wrestler at all.
Everyone stops as Jay climbs to sit on top of the cage and interact with fans. I hate this. Those are my notes at the moment.
The only good thing about Lesnar being here is that his music cut this off.
Lesnar out next, exactly. Belly to belly overheads to everyone, then F5s for basically everyone. Roman is next. He takes forever to get there to help his team. Superman punches to Brock on the floor. Reigns caught and F5'd on the announce table. Brock brings Reigns in, closes the door so the match can start. Of course. Another F5 to Reigns, GTS and Crossroad to Brock, and Paul makes the save. Heyman hands Paul brass knuckles through the cage. Paul hits Cody and Uso, because I don't care to determine which is which at this point.
Just you can say yeet or no yeet.
But Reigns spears him, could not have been more obvious that this was coming. Roman puts the Nux on and Superman punches Paul. Drew then spears Breaker, then spears Brock through a table in the corner as Brock was trying to F5 an Uso. Braun spear to an Uso, then Cody, but misses one to Punk. Punk GTS to Paul as someone in black climbs into the ring.
It's Chris Jericho.
He stomps Punk so we can think it's Seth. Too short and too thick to be Seth is my reaction.
How I know it's not Chris Jericho? Because he climbed the wall. He didn't break the walls down.
That's right. That's true. So my in the moment says too short and too thick to be Seth.
Yeah, or maybe he's just becoming Judas in his mind.
He could be. Breaker.
You think he'd bring back that theme or break the walls down?
Break the walls down.
I would hope it's that because
I think it will
that's
be
so much better.
Especially when he first returns.
Yeah, that would be recreate that. That would be actually kind of
basically.
Awesome.
Breaker, spear to Punk, and mercifully this one is over. I like this less than the women's. I don't know what consensus was. I'm curious. Nothing happened.
I feel like the consensus was the opposite. From what I've seen, but I don't remember honestly.
There's a double ring with 8 top talent for 40 minutes and almost nothing happened. And then at the end, I will admit it was like a finisher parade. And maybe that's it finished on a high note, but like the vast...
they just spam that to get some pop out of people.
They did.
That's pretty much every Roman and Lesnar match, right? Like pretty much any Lesnar match, to be fair.
I will say at least we get a mystery attacker out of it. That's something, right, to think about. But like,
I guess it's not nothing.
It was not memorable at all. So long. And again, the fact that it was on this card, it's this level of talent. They got this much time. Makes it worse. Over under accurate?
5.5 from Cage Match, and Meltzer went 4 1/4. What? That's not possible. I'm reading that right.
So I was bang on accurate with Cage Match. I went 2 1/4.
4 1/4. That can't be true.
That's nuts.
That can't.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. We need a second opinion on that one. Awful pay-per-view. Best match was a 3.5 star sports entertainment match. 3 1/4 star. Both War Game matches were like bland and uninspired. It feels like, this is where I say it, feels like TKO wants their commodities to work safe as long as the building is full of people who paid a lot for their tickets, right? Like, why would you risk getting hurt? We already got it's sold out.
Yeah, we already made the house.
We already have our TV contract.
Let's give them something passable and move on.
Yeah. Both math and just the feeling I got off this says it's a D, and I think it's one of the worst of the year. There was like nothing going on. A slightly above average match was the best match. Now there's only 4, but I was not a fan. All right.
Shame.
What do we do next? I guess we talk about Dynamite, right? So
guess.
I get to listen to you. All right, so we'll do that now. It's this past Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite. We did not watch Dynamite together, one of the few times, I think. So it's always a little interesting, right, to see, because we haven't discussed anything at all. So
yeah, there's no indication, I guess.
We'll see what we agree on, because there was a couple things I didn't love, to be honest. So we'll see if you felt the same or not.
Mm-hmm. So we kicked off the show with Samoa Joe and Eddie Kingston face-to-face, because Eddie made a challenge, I think, on Collision. So now they're facing off for the title next week at Winter's Coming, which I think is kind of cool, because Winter's Coming is kind of like the classic Dynamite special.
Mm-hmm.
At least in my eyes, because I remember like the first one was Sting debuted, Omega won the title.
Oh yeah, Sting debuted.
That's like 5 years ago now.
Long time now.
I think because it was December 2nd, I remember. So like I guess this past week it was 5 years ago, which is kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. Time flies.
Yeah, so then they're in the ring. Shivani says everyone's barred from ringside. Joe orders Shivani to leave.
He's unkind to Shivani for sure.
Mm-hmm. Joe says, it seems we have some situations to address. He bets Eddie's filled with questions. He's probably wondering why Joe's not in a suit. He says it'd be like wearing a tuxedo to a petting zoo. The Penguins may appreciate it, but the fans are too stupid to know when they're the presence of greatness, which I thought was great. Like, it's so unnecessary to say why he's not in a suit, but I loved it.
So I thought, if at the time that when he came out, he got such a positive reaction, I thought this was him making a concerted effort to make sure they booed him, which I think was genius and like a veteran move. Because when he came out, I'm like, oh damn, like it's the whole Joe, and everyone's loving him, and that's not what's supposed to happen. So I
Mhm.
feel like he kind of
He is good at reining it in, I
turned
think,
that
yeah.
around. Yeah.
He says Eddie's probably why Hook, or he's wondering why Hook and why Eddie. He talks about Hook growing up around champions with his dad, and I guess his mentor being great champions. I'm assuming Joe's the mentor, but he could be talking about someone else
I
too.
thought he was talking about himself as
I
well.
thought so. And he said he thought it was important Hook live on the other side and get educated, learning, eating with second place people, and he couldn't think of anyone better for that than Eddie because he's never gotten it done and never crossed the finish line.
So
I
good.
loved that
Like,
so much.
like, listen, you're spending too much time around really good people who win lots of titles. You need to balance yourself out by going with the loser over there. That's awesome.
That's great. He says the third question is what will happen next week. He says Eddie will fight his ass off and bring everything, but Eddie won't cross the finish line like every other time. It's Eddie's turn to speak. He says he still can go over someone like Joe, who was once held in such high regard in the Indies, talking about like being in jets.
Yeah, the private
And
jet
he
set
says
him off.
Joe sold out hard. He says Hook learned perseverance from him and never quitting like Joe does. He says people ask why he yells and screams because he gets shit done when he does. He says he doesn't respect this Samoa Joe. He respects the one that ran through everyone and showed what it meant to be world champion, but he doesn't know what Joe is now, and he's now the old guys that used to call out. And if Joe doesn't bring the great ROH Joe of old that made him want a battle, he will eat Joe alive next week.
Honestly, I thought the segment was
It's just shorter than I expected.
it was
I
really
thought.
cool, but like he doesn't deserve a shot. He's just been thrown in here. It wasn't even built
I mean,
on
he
anything
is
I saw.
undefeated.
Yeah, I know, but like
I don't hate it because like it's built off of the heel turn, so it's giving Joe a placeholder program for a bit, and it's actually somewhat relevant. And then he has been winning, so I don't think it's a terrible choice. And I know Eddie doesn't have a shot, but I love giving Eddie something to kind of sink his teeth into. Like it's not like he's just on collision. Like this is something you can actually kind of, even though it's just a 1 week build. I think this is a good 1 week build.
and even though sorry, go ahead. I'll
And I
formulate that a
love
little
what
further.
Joe said because like he could be totally lying. That's not why he put Hook with Eddie. But
Yeah.
either way, it's so insulting to Eddie, and it also reinforces Eddie as like the everyman king of the bums that he's supposed to be, right?
Yes.
But I think whether Joe's like that's what he did because Joe's like a evil mastermind, or whether he's just saying that to get under Eddie's skin as mind games, I think it works either way. So I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
And then I do love seeing Eddie speak. He's great, and what I think they both made some solid points. And I like what Eddie said too, because like I think having lackeys and dojos or dojo guys is like not what Joe usually is. He's
Mhm.
usually a solo badass, but now he's like doing these long con plans and having a bunch of guys in front of him, right? Like, so especially for someone like Eddie, I think it's definitely like kind of a betrayal at least
For
of who
sure.
Joe was. So I really did like that. So I like this as like a short build, even though Eddie has no shot, but like that's okay, I think.
Like that's what makes it good is that both of them are saying like believable things about the other, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not wrong that Eddie hasn't really won the big one, and it's not wrong that Samoa Joe's completely different from what he was. And I think part of the thing of like with Samoa Joe being such a surprise win and surprise champion, he doesn't have feuds lined up, you know what I mean? So they have to do something kind of quickly. So
And that's
sure.
why I don't like this one because
Yeah.
it kind of it's short, so it's not going to waste too much time before the world's end. But then it's also like it's like I said, it's kind of a spinning off of the main feud, which is Hangman.
I'm
Or
not
Hangman.
highly interested in it, but like this was a cool segment and the match could be cool, but I mean,
I got about as much interest as I could have for a short build like
fair.
this, so I'm in.
Yeah, but last time
Then
I was so confident that a champion would retain, I was wrong. So let's
yeah.
see if I'm wrong again.
Then we get quick off from a Hook says Joe will finish off Eddie next week. Hobbs says everyone's going for the title, so they'll bless people tonight. Dark Order have been impressing on ROH, so if they win tonight, they get a title shot. It's going to be light work. I'm just excited to see Dark Order back on TV, and Hook should not speak.
I thought this was a little bit of a different use. Like he sounded less aloof, maybe a little more focused.
His delivery is just
not great,
not good.
But I thought it was better than usual. But yeah, my only note was I'm happy Dark Order will get back on TV.
Yeah, I agree. I do miss seeing them regularly.
And Uno got to speak too, so that was cool.
Yeah. Next we get Okada versus Pac for the Continental Classic Gold League. I think Pac's after our entrance is so sick. I love that he's just like sitting on a chair and like the red light in the crowd, and he's just like then he gets up when his music's going. Like
I was super hyped
really
for this. This is 2 weeks in a row where the opening match has been like adjacent to dream match territory. You know what I
Well,
mean?
and this was a match we've already seen, but it was so great.
Doesn't matter. I'll watch it every day.
Yeah. Diving shotgun dropkick from Pac. Snap made another dropkick to the back from Pac. Pac, he went for another shotgun dropkick later on from the top. Misses. Okada blasts him with a running shotgun dropkick. Running back up in the corner and a DDT from Okada for 2. Diving elbow drop from Okada. Pac comes back in the ring with a slingshot cutter later on. Pac, he was running up for his big lariat. Okada cuts him off the dropkick, goes to the Rainmaker. Pac counters in a victory roll for 2, which was a nice callback to how Fletcher beat Okada last week.
They mentioned it, at the time.
Yeah. Snap German in the corner from Pac. Beautiful tombstone pile driver from Okada. And then the finish, Pac hits an avalanche brainbuster, which looked awesome. He runs up for the big lariat, connects, goes for the brutalizer. Okada counters in the pin and is able to sneak the win. So now Okada's got 3 points on the board. Pac's at 3 points as well still.
Yeah, I thought this match was awesome. You
really great.
Fought through it. It's a heel versus heel dynamic, but didn't really bother me.
And you knew the result because Okada kind of has to get points on the board, and Pac's chances are already low against Okada.
Right.
But Pac dominated most of this, so he comes out of this looking nowhere. It's like he was in control of the vast majority of the match. It felt like he was holding his own. He looks like a beast still. Like it does cut off his win streak, but it doesn't kill his momentum. I think.
I thought so too.
The most on the back pedal we've seen Okada lately, so I think this was still really good.
And it wasn't like he took the Rainmaker for a definitive. It was his finishing submission was countered, right? So I thought that helped him too.
I like that as well, yeah.
And I thought, like we always talk about Okada's pace and style and whatever. There was one stretch, I don't remember specifically what he did, where he like worked fast for like he strung together like 5 or 6 moves, and I was like, oh, so he is capable of that too, right? Yeah, I thought the same thing as you. Like, you have to get Okada a win here. I do like that Pac was on a winning streak, but this doesn't hurt him too badly, right?
This isn't a bad loss at all, and I think Pac would probably pick up a win over Kevin Knight.
I hope so, yeah.
Like I could see Pac getting another win or two, but Pac's definitely not destined to win this at all.
No.
So I'm not mad. Like he already has a couple decent wins.
He does
against Speedball and Darby. So
yep.
And then I mean Pac could beat Darby again if Darby ends up being cleared, because I guess we'll find out later tonight on Collision.
I thought it was a really good opener.
Yeah, I really liked it. Not as good as their first match, I think, because I do miss old Pac. But this is still really great, and at least, if nothing else, really different from their first match from Dynasty last year.
Yeah.
So this is good.
With his change in style, all these matchups are going to feel kind of fresh again, you know?
Yeah, which is at least something if he's going to be different. We get a quick promo from Mark Briscoe, talking about how he and Garcia had a couple of matches last year. I think one was in the C2, he said, and one was for Garcia's TNT title. They won one each, and so they're kind of even there. A lot has changed since then. But he learned Garcia was the real deal, but now he's TNT champion, Garcia's in the Death Riders, and his opinion Garcia's changed. He doesn't play mind games, so he went to Tony Khan to get the match made official, so they're going to face off at the Collision Winners coming, which is in Cardiff next week. Solid promo, I thought. It was good.
Yeah, I just don't really still care about Garcia. Like,
that's my only thing, yeah.
Can't somebody else get these opportunities? I don't. Even the Death Rider refresh, he's still the same dude, basically.
He's just like more aggressive and like heelish, which I guess is a little more interesting, but like I don't have much interest in him.
I would rather just go another route, like elevate somebody, or I don't know. But anyways, it's fine.
I mean, his theme song's kick ass, so
it is probably the best part of the presentation.
It is pretty awesome. Then we get a promo from the Demand. Ricochet says he's feeling good, had to keep his phone on doing a serve because all the promoters are trying to get him to come with the national title. He's been a viral sensation for every company he's worked for, which is probably not untrue.
I agree.
For Lucha Underground, he's probably had some crazy clips. For WWE, I know he's had like the double rotation moonsault from War Games.
Right.
Like for AEW, I guess I'm not sure for AEW, but I'm sure we could think of something. But like, while it sounds like heel hyperbole, it's probably also not untrue.
Right.
Like if you really take the time to think about it, it's at least plausible.
I agree.
I think, right?
Yep.
Which I didn't think in the moment, but just thinking about it now, I was like, that's kind of a fair thing to say.
It is.
He says he's a humanitarian. His first piece of charity work will be defending the title against Dalton Castle Final Battle, which I thought was kind of funny. And he'll give some charity case a title shot on Collision the day after too. So I guess he'll be defending it tonight as well. I thought it was solid stuff. I'd like nothing super great here, but it was pretty good. And just more so crazy the fact like crazy how far Ricochet has come. Like this is just a pretty solid promo.
It was.
Like there were times like even a year ago where Ricochet couldn't cut a promo this like solid even to save his life, like let alone a good promo, but like just to have a Ricochet promo where like this is just pretty good. Like, was it amazing? No. Was it like anything? He's not in a major feud that he's sinking into. He's
No,
not
it's
like
just a
setting up some major futures. Like, it's just short term future stuff. But it's just really so. And like I thought it was kind of funny a couple
yeah,
times.
he
Like
was.
charity lines were funny. Like, this just feels like the character he's meant to be, right?
And it's crazy because I thought he was like closer to hopeless on the mic than like
I
being
agree.
good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just to have like this promo be like pretty, like it was solid.
Yeah.
And it's Ricochet.
And I
Like,
think
that's crazy.
the whole like it's almost like it's he has to defend, not an open challenge, but he has to defend this a lot, right? So for a heel, that's a bit tougher. So he's going with the like it's charity. So that's good because he's
it's like making him a go. Yeah,
right.
I like that.
He's so egotistical, right? That
yeah,
because it's harder to pull off as a heel, being like, I'll give everyone the chance that wants
yeah,
it.
because they're kind of doing that with Fletcher a bit too.
But he's just like, I'm so amazing and I have these guys to back me up.
Yeah.
So he can say it like he thinks his ability's that good, and he might believe it or not, or he might just be like, I'll just cheat like hell, you know what I mean? Or
and I'm glad that they're getting the belt out there, even though I don't think it should exist.
Yep.
That's fine. Then we get a conglomeration interview. Renee's talking about how one of the matches for the C2 on Collision is Roddy and Cassidy, and they're both in the conglomeration. Well, Roddy's not, but like he is, but he's not.
Yes. That's
Briscoe
the dynamic I liked, is that they treat him like he's in, and he's like, I'm not in this thing.
Briscoe says the conglomeration hasn't started the C2 off the best, but he says the word of the day is retributification, I think it was.
I think
it was
so.
some Mark Briscoe jibber jabber. And we have OC and Roddy. Yeah, versus Roddy, sorry, and someone has to win, so I guess they're guaranteed points some way. Yeah. Roddy says he's on the conglomeration, he'll beat Cassidy's ass. OC asks Briscoe to tell him the conglomeration rules, and he says no chops. I thought he was going to say no backbreakers, which I thought I was going to be like, but then Roddy calls the OC an idiot and he says he'll break his back. Roddy Cassidy's a sick match. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that, since I feel like it's been a while since we've seen it. We have seen it before.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Roddy was way more hostile towards the conglomeration guys here. Usually he tolerates it, I find, right? Or he's just like kind of miffed, but this time he was a little more pissed, which I don't think it's a heel turn, because if you watch the post-match promos, like on Instagram, they always post like post-match promos for the C2. I remember they did that a lot. I remember they've been doing it since the first year. I remember seeing like a lot from Jay White that were really great. Like, and there was one from Roddy after he lost to Takeshita where he was really like pissed off after losing that, and he's like, I'm gonna break everybody's back. Yeah. So I don't think it's like a turn. I think it's just like C2 pressure. He's just like, he's getting heat because it's like a pressure to the round robin, right?
Yeah, and that's that dynamic of like, I'm not in your group, and yet they're like, yeah, you are. But it felt like this show, it was, so this is like the Briscoe promo, the Demand promo, this promo, then Darby's in the hospital next. Like, it was very like boom, 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 like similar.
The
tone,
Darby bit was pretty quick.
Similar tone and length segments, one after the other after the other.
Yeah. So yeah, we see Darby in the hospital. They said they'll update him on Collision. Then we get Kyle Fletcher and Kevin Knight for the Gold League of the C2. This is also another unique match to get, I find.
Yeah, exactly. It's another. We said it all the time. Like, this is what this tournament gets you. Fill it with really good talent, and you're guaranteed cool matchups all the time.
So yeah, we get Fletcher Knight. And Callis is. They always make the point to note that Callis is there in a commentator capacity.
Right. No other capacity.
No, which is technically true. He doesn't, because he can't
interfere.
He doesn't.
No, he's not allowed to.
I do like it as a way to like get him out there and like kind of still be like chirping on his guys, even though he's not supposed to be there. But it's like,
as long as he doesn't interfere, he's fine.
Well, he doesn't, so
yeah,
it's fair game. Fletcher caught Knight on the apron with a calf kick on the floor. Then Knight jumps, like, so they're both on the floor. The Knight does the thing where like he jumps to the apron from the floor and then comes back down with the cleansline. Then he had like a huge springboard clothesline from the ring to the floor.
He was hitting a lot of leaping clotheslines.
He was, but they do look pretty cool.
They were his Meteora.
They were, but like he gets pretty up with
them.
Does. Knight counters a body slam and a roll up for 2. Then Fletcher catches him with a boot, runs the ropes. Knight nails him with a drop kick to leave them both down. Fletcher catches Knight and lawn darts him in the corner, which always looks awesome. Corner kick from Fletcher. Knight counters the brainbuster. Fletcher sends him to the apron. Sorry. Knight comes back with a huge springboard clothesline. I thought that one looked great. Just his jump is a sight to behold. Satellite DDT on the apron from Knight, which looked really good. Knight avoids the turnbuckle brainbuster, gets Fletcher in the Tree of Woe, nails the coast to coast again. Fletcher got his knees up in the UFO splash though. Roll up for a near fall. Still last ride for a near fall right after. Knight counters brainbuster in small package for another near fall. And then Knight went for a jumping lariat. Fletcher caught him with a super kick. Corner kick, brainbuster. It's over. Fletcher gets the W. Callis gets a mic and says he's gonna say something to the Bucks, but we're gonna put it after the commercial break. So I'll talk about that after we talk about the match.
Yeah, I thought this was another really good match, and it's
a unique clash of styles that I really enjoyed.
And another benefit of the tournament is you get someone like Knight, who's a tag guy, right? Like, no, he's awesome in singles matches too.
Yeah, and like they're both so fun to watch for such different reasons, right? Like Knight has that freakish athleticism that like he blows my mind every time just by how he jumps and moves around. Like he just does things differently, which I always really enjoy with people, right?
Get him and Evans and Slater in a triple threat.
Yeah, him, that'd be wild. Even Dante Martin, I think, would be kind of interesting. And Fletcher, I don't know how many different ways I can continue to praise him. He's just amazing, and everything he does looks great. Like Fletcher's just such a complete wrestler. Like that, I'm running out of ways to like say he's good because he's just great.
And for me, it's the extra intensity he has.
That's what I mean.
Like he's put a different version of what Pac has, where everything's a little extra.
It just feels like he's putting in the effort to like put the little touches on a lot of his moves, right?
Yep.
And I thought there was some really good near falls towards the end from both of them, even though I knew it was going to be Fletcher.
It was good.
I thought it was still really great. This was a really fun match, I thought.
Me too.
Then we come back from the commercial break, and the Callis people are still in the ring. Callis is on the mic. He says he wants to discuss what happened with the Bucks. He can forgive a lie. He says they could lie to him, they could cheat him, they could kill someone. He said he's forgiven that before, which I thought was funny. But the unforgivable sin is siding with Kenny Omega. You can murder people, but don't you dare align with Kenny Omega.
That's right. That is worse than murder.
I love that. That's great. He says he has the Bucks money that they want a full gear, and he knows Omega won't finance them. So he tells them to let their nuts drop and come and take it. The Bucks came out, which I thought it was interesting because they had no music.
And I was just like, he says, come out and take it, and then they do. And I was like, oh, it was that easy. Like, they just immediately come out and take it. Yeah.
They do need the money. I thought it was interesting they came out with no music. Because for me, like, I know you liked their heel theme song, and I do like it too, but I feel like it doesn't fit them if they're going back babyface. Like, it fit the EVP heel characters, but, like, I think they need to go back to their original theme song.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
I feel like they will, like, because I thought it was interesting that they came out to no music here.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
I think it's like Hangman. I think we need to go back to their old theme song.
Yeah.
They run down to fight. They double super kick Fletcher. One each for Alexander Hedges here. BT trigger to Fletcher. They get their money. Then Okada comes in. Rainmaker to Matt. He flips off Nick. Catches a super kick attempt. Then Alexander Hedges here return to attack him. Tarzan Boy hits Jurassic Express. Come down for the save. Okada with a low blow to the dinosaur. Then he flips off Perry, who bites his finger. L clones in like a bodysuit. He comes out with Mark Davis to beat down Perry. They get the Bucks back in the ring. Callis gets some shots in. Omega's music hits. He comes down, clears house, avoids the Rainmaker. Snapdragon Okada lines up for the V-trigger. Okada retreats, and the Elite stand tall.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was kind of like
it was fine.
We're getting a 10-man match or whatever. Clearly,
it felt like that, right?
Felt like a little uninspired.
And then Anarchy in the Arena season isn't here yet, so I'll be interested to see where that goes.
And then, like,
I got no qualms with this. I want to hear what the Bucks side of this though.
The actual bags of money being there is a little bit, I don't know, not cartoonish, but like whatever. You know?
I was there for the money matches, so I don't really care. Yeah. I want to hear what the Bucks is like, where their headspace is at.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
That's what I need from this.
Yeah,
I think. Then we get a quick Babes of Wrath vignette. That's such a thing to say. Harley talks about how Willow was one of her first opponents here, but she was still like, kind because it's Willow. And Willow says nobody's believed in them, but they proved all the doubters wrong, and they're ready to become the first women's tag champs regardless of who wins the other semifinal. I thought it was solid. They have a lot of energy, but I thought this was better.
I thought it helped present them as like a little more united than like a unit more than a random, because I don't know. Willow said something about finding someone who's as crazy as me or something like that, right? I don't know. It made it feel like that. Okay, so there's a reason. It helped a little bit.
Like it's like a kindred spirit kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It worked a little bit for me, I guess.
Then we get the Timeless Love Bombs against Bane and Shafir in the all-day hardcore death match.
I've been waiting since AEW started the review this week. You don't know the name of everyone in the tournament now has a cute name.
Except for Bane and Shafir.
Wrong.
Do they actually?
In my notes, they have a name.
What was it?
Mega Problems.
That's awesome, actually.
I thought you'd like that.
I don't remember them mentioning that.
I think I got it from our boy TJR.
I hadn't seen them mention it here.
I thought you'd like it.
That's probably the best one.
I think it's pretty strong.
Like that's a good one, is
I
it
think
not?
so
Like,
too.
that's like the perfect way to combine, like, because the Mega Problem, that's so good.
It is. And
Because
it
they
even
call her the
has like
Mega
a
Sister,
sprinkle of
actually.
like wrestling heritage, like there's an homage to Mega
That's
stuff.
true, that's true, and it just, like, sounds, like, threatening, 'cause it's, like, it's the Mega Problem. Like, that's a good enough reason to keep them as a team.
That's all it takes right there.
Like,
I thought
well, 'cause, like
I don't know why, but I had a feeling you didn't know, and I've been waiting to not say anything because you mentioned them earlier, I think, and I was waiting to this moment to see if you actually knew or not.
no.
Or maybe it's
Well,
not
'cause
even real, but
such a departure I hope that's their name, 'cause, like, it's such like, we have, like, Sisters of Sin,
right, they all got
The
some.
Brat, Timeless Love Bombs, and then, like, Mega Problems. Like, it's just so much better than the other ones. That's
It's
so much
TJR
better.
calls them mega problems.
Maybe that could just be, like, a Pack Pool Combat Club thing,
It could be.
but still, I think that's great. I love that so much.
I'm now deep diving into it. Mega
Um,
Problems is now canon. Our AEW official,
alright,
I think.
alright, I can remember that. Also, did you see what Shafir's, like, inverted sleepers called?
No.
Mother's Milk.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah, I did.
I kinda love that.
Yeah.
Like, that's kinda
It
funny.
looks weird, honestly.
It does, but, like, if I'm not gonna doubt that it's effective, 'cause, like, I'm sure she wouldn't do it if it wasn't, like, theoretically effective, 'cause she does MMA, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I just thought the name was kinda funny,
They
just 'cause it's,
are
like, that way.
they are officially Mega Problems. I'm seeing it
That's
in
awesome.
multiple places.
That's awesome, I love it.
Oh, AEW's own account. Sleigh bells won't be the only thing ringing tomorrow night as the Timeless Love Bombs battle Mega Problems in a hardcore holiday death match. I guess that's about the best source I could find.
I mean, I like it.
The
It's
company
good.
itself. Yeah, that's funny.
Storm breaks a champagne bottle of Shafir's head and, like, kinda, like, is gouging at Bane with the remains of it. Mina hits Bane with a sling blade, with a barbed wire candy cane. Storm puts Mina on her shoulder, then drops her in a splash on Bane. Wonky double suplex from Bane. She didn't get all of
She
it.
did not get much of it, actually.
Yeah, it was a little rough, which,
Yeah.
to be fair, is really difficult, but you
It would
know,
be. The other two have to help, right? So I don't know, maybe they sandbagged
yeah.
her.
Shafir, I thought this was really cool. It was like she was going for a Tiger Fan kick, like 619, but then she, like, grabs Storm's head with the head scissors and, like, just smashes her into
That
the
was
apron.
one of the
That
more
looked really
memorable
cool.
things, yeah.
That was really interesting. I didn't expect it. Bane and Shafir take turns hitting Storm with a chair and a frying pan, respectively. Storm hits Bane with a Storm Zero from the apron through a table. Shafir locks Mina in, quote, Mother's Milk, which I think is a hilarious name. A Storm passes Mina some broken stick thing, and she, like, stabs at Shafir with it. Diving
Cool
sling blade
cue, I
onto a
think.
chair. I think so, yeah. Diving sling blade onto a chair from Mina, but Bane breaks the pin. Bane spears Mina through a table in the corner, which looked pretty good. Storm hits Bane Storm Zero on Shafir. Santa comes out to give a present to Shafir. I think it was broken glass, and it was Luther.
Dumb.
Makes
No, he
sense.
didn't. Wasn't it? Didn't he just give the middle finger out of the box?
Looks like there was I don't know, because
Yeah.
there was glass on the ground, so I don't know if it was from that or if it's just there already.
Yeah, no, for the finishing sequence, right? There was stuff. Yeah.
Storm hit Shafir with a shoe and then rolled her up on the glass for the win.
Yeah, so he had a finger for whoever it was on the apron, and then a shoe in the box for Storm, or a shoe separately. I don't know. I didn't love this, to be honest. I thought it was kind of sloppy, and there were times where leading up to things, it was just obvious. I don't know.
I thought it was solid.
Like them hitting the frying pan and the chair together, clanging them, looked really dumb and contrived.
Yeah.
And it's just this women's tournament. It's under delivered for me, and it's now in direct comparison to
The men's.
the C2, right? That's going on.
Or even, like, the men's eliminator tournament we had in the lead up to Forbidden Door when we had, like, Bucks Outrunners. That was great. We had FTR Bang Bang Gang. We had Bucks Brodito, FTR Brodito.
And I
Like,
think
we had so many good matches from that tournament.
every
That was on
tournament,
TV.
every match in this tournament, we're just kind of like, it's fine-ish. And there's
Yeah.
been some awesome women's weapons matches in this company. This wasn't one of them for me. I don't know.
This one was fine. At least it was, like, the violence breaks up the tournament matches, I find, because we have, like, a lot of those on the show. So, like, I didn't
That's
mind
true.
this. It's, like, the palate cleanser. But, like, it was, I thought it was solid. Like, I didn't hate it. I liked parts of it, but it was, the result was never in doubt. Luther being back is fine. I hope Willow and Harley win it next week. I really want them to, but I don't think they will.
No, me either.
Then we're getting Collision recap. Hater and Statlander are feuding with the Triangle of Madness. I don't
And then
care.
Hater's like, after that, I want a shot at your belt, basically.
But Tekla's also gunning for the title, so it's
Yeah.
weird. But like, my thing was, this is why I was bothered with Hater beating Tekla clean at Wrestle Dream. Is like, that doesn't exactly make me think Tekla should be challenging for
No.
titles. Like Hater, sure, but like Tekla lost.
And I worry that Hater and Statlander are almost too similar. It's going to be weird.
I could see a good match in there.
Yeah, probably.
Then we get Dark Order walking backstage. They are they're talking to the camera, saying they finally have a shot on Dynamite to get a shot at the trios titles, which they've been after for a while. Hangman walks by and Reynolds stops and says he knows Hangman's looking for blood, but he tells him not to ruin it for them. Hangman says he owes them that much, but the match is over. The ops are his. I really like this nod to their history because they had such illustrious history together. I do miss seeing Dark Order regularly, especially back in the day when they were Hangman's boys. Those were the greatest of times. Like that entrance at Fight for the Fallen, I always tout as like my favorite Dynamite moment. And they're such a fun trio to utilize too, or even like you want Reynolds and Silver in the tag division, that'd be great. Like I think they really do deserve to be used more.
They I like the two AEWs. Like, yeah, even though this was whatever years ago, we're gonna still like acknowledge that it happened. Whereas WWE sometimes is like they won't remember that happened 3 weeks ago. You know,
and I think Uno's an underrated promo as well.
He is. That's why I was happy earlier that he got to speak. He's good.
Yeah. So I'm really happy to see them. I hope they get used more. I doubt it, but like anytime I see them pop up on relevant television, I'm always happy.
They're good hands too. So
yes. Then we get Mercedes Moné interview. Renee says we haven't seen Moné since she lost the Full Gear. Moné cuts her off, says she's a global icon. She's not unsuccessful. Renee talks about Moné defending the ROH Women's TV title against Red Velvet. She says she's already been Red and she talks smack when Moné's not there, but now she's here. Red says she doesn't show up on ROH, so she's going to wrestle on ROH before Final Battle, and she's going to beat her at Final Battle. I don't care. It's ROH.
This was just other than like she's a little bit salty because she lost that Full Gear. This is copy and paste Moné, which is why I was asking earlier if she can pull off this. If they go the route of the slowly unraveling and losing titles, can she make it work? Because I find her character work's been kind of bland.
Like
whatever. I don't know. Weak.
I think that's the word. I think one note.
Yeah.
Right.
The lack of range.
Maybe two note. Like there's another minor note there.
The range is not big.
Yeah.
No.
Then we get Bang Bang Gang FTR package. We get recap of FTR winning the titles, and then Bang Bang Gang beating them. I think it was like the week before Full Gear or something. We get recap of the promo from Collision last week. Cut to an FTR promo backstage. Sokolu says their celebration was interrupted by the Bang Bang Gang. The worst part was them wanting to become champions for Colton Gunn and Jay White. He says instead of wanting to do it to inspire future generations and do it for tag team wrestling or whatever, they want to pop the boys on the injured list, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Cash says their win will be the last time FTR loses. He says they ended Austin's reign with the tag titles when they beat the Guns for the belts, and last time it took Juice an hour with Switchblade.
Right.
Couldn't get it done, so all they'll be is Billy's boy, Mr. Storm, which I thought was funny. And Dax says Juice has always been a walk behind her. Now he's out there leading because Jay White's gone, and the power has gone to his head, thinking he's as good as FTR. He says Austin got the job because his dad. It's just a paycheck for him. It's life. I thought this was really strong. I really enjoyed this, and for a title match on TV, I'm really looking forward to this. I think. I love all the callbacks to their history with Bang Bang Gang because there's such a variety of history. Like they mentioned, like they beat the Guns for the tag titles. They had 2 matches against Jay White and Juice Robinson on Collision, one of which was like that hour-long 2-3 Falls match, which was really great.
Awesome, yeah.
So I really like the different levels of history there, and because you have this weird combination of Bang Bang Gang where it's Austin and Juice, you can kind of have a nod to both of those callbacks at once, right? I would really love for them to run this program back if FTR are still champions when Colton Gunn comes back.
Yeah.
I'd like to see the Guns back in like a tag program proper. But I thought this was really great. Stokely was amusing, and like this is probably a better example of a TV placeholder challenge than the Eddie Joe one because I like Bang Bang Gang have beaten FTR. Right. And I do think it's really interesting. So I'm like, even though it's probably gonna be on Collision, I'm gonna seek this out because I'll be watching C2 matches anyways. So I'm excited to see this whenever we get this match.
Yeah, for a promo for a Collision match, this was good. They weren't quite as like super mean as they are sometimes, but
no, and it's not as transparently a collision setup either. Like this feels like it could be setting up a match for
Right,
Dynamite next.
it did actually feel that, because I was like going to
Right.
clarify, this isn't on
I mean,
Dynamite.
it could end up being a Dynamite. I don't think it will be, but
No, it'd be nice if it were, to be honest. I would like to see it too.
But I'm pretty for a TV title match. I'm pretty excited for it. Because I don't think, at least in this form, I don't see Juice and Austin being pay-per-view title challengers.
No,
I wouldn't be mad if they were.
I
I'd
don't
give it
see
a
it
shot,
though either.
but I don't see it. I feel like you'd either do the Guns or you do the Switchblade Juice again, which I don't think we'll ever do Switchblade Juice again
No.
as a tag team, because I think that's just because they were the only guys in Bullet Club Gold at the time.
Yeah.
And now I think like Juice, I think is like, I would love to see Juice win the national title. I feel like that's a good.
Fit
I think
for him.
that would be a perfect title for him. And then Jay White's world champion material, and he needs to be treated as such when he comes back, which will be at World's End.
Hopefully.
I'm just gonna keep manifesting it. I remember last year when Bang Bang Gang or Trios champions, I kept calling it until Juice eventually came back. So
we have made things happen to people before.
it was around this time of year, I'm pretty sure.
Could be.
But I will manifest Jay White coming back. But yeah, this was really good for a TV build. I really enjoyed it. Then we get the Ops versus Dark Order. It's not like they don't bill it as an eliminator, but it's for all intents and purposes the same kind of idea.
Yeah, it does not go well.
No, it's
Dark
just
Order.
like they're not the champions because it's Hook instead of Samoa Joe. So
right.
It's like kind of an eliminator, but I don't know.
It's not the full strength unit.
No.
Not that Hook's not better than Joe. Don't get me wrong. He is
he's the great second generation.
Yeah, that's funny.
Whatever.
Yeah,
he says. The Ops knock Dark Order off the apron during the entrance. Hook with a shoulder capture suplex to Silver. Reynolds went for a suicide dive. Hobbs caught him, slammed him on the apron. Hook and Silver trading heavy chops. Silver with the German suplex to Hook, makes a tag out to Uno for the hot tag flurry. Uno chops Hobbs to no effect, angers him when he slaps him. Hobbs flattens him with the lariat and World's Strongest Man for 2, with Reynolds and Silver breaking the pin. And then, not part of the match, but the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal gets announced for 2 weeks from now. The finals of the week after. Winner gets an AEW World Title match at Maximum Carnage. Does MJF return? I don't know.
Forgot about him.
Then the finish, Hook and Shibata choke at Silver Reynolds. Hobbs hits spinebuster to Uno for the win. Hangman comes down, beats them up with chains, and Shibata and Hobbs leave as he's beating up security.
Yeah, it was a quick little match with Dark Order getting a little bit of offense, but not a ton. And there's a commercial break, I think, in there too. So felt like it was one of those ones to kind of at least halfway get to that aftermath, It was fine. Got Dark Order on TV, but
yeah, it's one of those matches to like get to the angle kind of thing.
Yeah, it was.
So it kind of makes sense. Like I was a little disappointed. I was hoping like they would get a little more in because Dark Order have some really fun stuff, but like I guess like you got to make the Ops dominant right now.
You do. I think that's the point. Even without Joe.
I'm more interested to see how the Diamond Ring stuff plays out because MJF's always been back to defend it and keep it every year.
Yep.
So I'm really curious to see how that plays out. But like he's also still got that contract. So is he going to go for the title shot or just try to keep the ring? Or he's going to try to get another title shot and like I don't know. It's because now Hangman's not champion.
Both again.
He said he was going to like make sure Hangman would lose. Like he would go after Hangman. So is he going to go after Hangman? Is he going after like I'm curious to see.
Yeah.
Then we get the Don Callis family in an interview. Okada says what happened out there was with the Bucks was Takesha's fault, and he let them down again, which I thought was funny because he wasn't even there, unless that's the point he's making. I don't. It's just funny either way. Callis says Takesha's preparing for a C2 match, but Takesha's like, nope, I'm right here.
Walks in.
Yeah. Callis says with all three of them, he's confident the Continental title is coming back to the family. Renee says if that's the case, why is only the Continental title on the line? So then Callis tries to explain it. He says that all in Okada went in as Continental Champion, also became International Champion. They create a symbol being the Unified title, which represents the legs of the title being the Continental International titles. He says he's not putting up both because he's not an idiot. Quote, not an idiot. Fletcher says regardless, they're going to keep bringing home the gold and the International title isn't going anywhere. I don't care how they explain it. This is dumb.
They need to stop is what I put.
Unified, so keep it unified. This is stupid.
I said I'd rather they just ignore it and move on.
This is stupid.
I didn't appreciate this really, no.
Like, what do you mean legs of unified? It's unified. It's one belt. If it's not one belt, carry two belts. Make Okada double champion. That's fine.
Yep.
Just don't unify them.
Yep.
I wouldn't give a shit if they made Omega Okada title for title. And if it wasn't unified, I wouldn't care. If you
Mhm.
want to have Okada be double champion all year, I don't care. Just don't pretend they're unified when you're just going to de-unify them.
Right.
Or if you're going to unify them, guess what? You're going to keep them unified.
Right.
That's not how this works. You don't just get to do that.
And they keep trying to explain and just stop. It's not working.
It's just because they want to have like Okada's version of the Triple Crown. Because like, remember when the first C2 was like the Continental title was created, so that they had the Continental Crown with the New Japan Strong Open Weight and the
Mhm.
ROH title.
Oh, yes.
Then it was like that faltered out pretty quickly because then they just split those, which they were never unified, to be fair. But then it's like Okada now he's technically on AEW on their website. He's unified champion, international champion, and continental champion. So he's like technically a triple champion, but like it's also unified, so he's not. But like like I don't understand.
Can't have it both ways.
You can't. But I don't. Why? I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's so dumb.
It could be on your worst of
I
something.
might be. I can't bear to go over this again. It's so.
I agree.
Jesus Christ.
Moving on.
Anyways, when we get Hangman promo, he is shouting.
He's mad.
He says he gave 3 years of his life, sweat, and blood to get back to the world title, and the person who cost him it is Hook. He says full years of bum on the road, and he'll take the title back regardless of who it is. If Shabbat and Hobbs want to fight, they have one. Next week, he will not be alone, and they know who's coming, so he tells them to get their affairs in order.
Swerve.
I love Angry Hangman. I thought the ending line was awesome.
Yep.
I love the way he phrased it. Like, one, it was like, I thought it was so cool, like, you know who's coming, because like that makes it so much more chilling and honest, because like we were saying last week, Hangman and Swerve are like unhinged badasses. So, like, to have those two guys coming for you is a death sentence. And I love like get your affairs in order because we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, I really love that. So I'm really excited to see this match next week. I think that'll be really cool. I thought just the way he said it was awesome.
And Swerve just being the guy that brings the worst or whatever out of Hangman, whether he's his opponent or his partner, you know what I mean? That brings him the ultimate edge that he has sometimes.
Right.
So
I like that too. It's so great. Anyways, that I thought this was awesome. It'll be cool next week for sure. Then we get our main event, which is Mox and Claudio in the Blue League, which again, gem for the C2 is like making the Death Riders fight, which is it's something we've seen before because like Mox and Danielson fought when they were in Blackpool. They fought, and then they made Blackpool because they fought, or like Mox and like they've fought before during Blackpool's time is what I mean. But like
Danielson brought it up.
Right, they're never above doing that, but I like that. Like, even though they're in the group, they're fighting. They go all out still. Like, they go all out in this match, right?
Yeah.
We get a backbreaker from Claudio. Claudio, he swung Mox in the steel steps after he had like put them upright. I think it was. Mox went for a drop kick, but Claudio caught him, gets him in the swing, then locks him in the sharpshooter. Mox almost escapes, so Claudio switches to a crossface, countering a pin for Mox, and he goes for a bulldog choke. Claudio's starting to get up, so Mox switches into a sleeper. Claudio kind of just swings him off. We get a bit of a slugfest going on. Suicide dive from Moxley, big lariat from Mox, curb stomp from Mox for 2. He was taking like a breather on a chair ringside. Claudio like runs up at him and double stomps him. We get a Rocola bomb from Claudio for 2, paradigm shift from Mox. We get the 5-minute timer remaining. They both kind of like rise up out of their corners, and then Claudio just smashes up with an uppercut, and Claudio wins.
Yeah,
wow. Like a slugfest as I expected. Normally, I'd be surprised to see Claudio win this, but given where the story's going, I actually expected
Me
it,
too.
right? I was just surprised about how like emphatic that was.
It was a sudden one, yes.
And Claudio's decently in control, but Mox took a surprisingly straight loss here. I'm interested to see how and when this will affect things. I thought it was a killer main event, and it felt important not just because it's part of the tournament, but because like it's progressing this slow burn Death Rider ascension.
I thought it was very good. I was kind of hoping it was going to be like awesome.
I was hoping for better, but I do think it was still pretty good.
And Danielson brought up because I think he's pushing that storyline, right? He said they could never beat Mox, so that's why they believed in him as the leader. Like he actually said basically those words, right? So
that's actually interesting.
He's starting to further the story of this guy, the leader.
Really like that.
Can't win.
Because we've seen that Mox, like I said, he's been dropping so many big matches this year that he's been quite beatable.
And that's why they always went.
And he lost to Darby, he lost to O'Reilly.
And that's why they would always go with Mox's vision because he's the one they can't beat, so he's the leader, right? And now
Claudio's beating him.
Right. And
that is actually interesting.
So
I do actually really like that.
Yeah. He mentioned it, right? So it couldn't have been for nothing, I don't think. So
and
good main event.
Blackpool, right? He would have that kind of
right
background knowledge, we'll say.
Overall, I thought a good Dynamite, not great. Really, really liked Pac Okada and Fletcher
I
Knight.
really enjoyed Fletcher Knight. Yeah.
The women's was kind of underwhelming. The main event was good, but I didn't absolutely love it. And then other than the opening segment with Joe and Eddie, all of it felt like really quick, a lot of collision promotion stuff. So I went with a B this week. I thought it was good.
I agree. Yeah. I think C2 matches still really strong for the most part, but not as much as last week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like the segments weren't as there, but there was still some good stuff. So yeah, I would agree with that for sure.
All right, we'll shift gears into trivia. I'm going to ask you about some quote unquote NXT legends in about 40 seconds here on Off the Top of His Head. Okay, so I decided, because I was in an NXT state of mind when I was thinking about doing the trivia. So I went with, it is NXT Legends Trivia, and now it seems to have been deleted from wherever I was. So allow me to quickly find it while you freestyle rap or something interesting.
That I don't think would happen.
Like Barry Goldberg.
Right. I mean, that would probably be the highest level I could accomplish, I think.
Right. So
better than that.
Here we go. NXT Legends Trivia hard mode. Okay. I'm going to go from the bottom, hoping that they get progressively. Will they get harder or easier depending which way I go? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Probably easier. So I'll go. It's at the same 3 progressive hints. Okay. Which sometimes AI botches, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
But I like this because the first time it was too easy. So I asked them to make it harder. So the hints are a bit harder. His first, so NXT Legends, whatever that means. Already we're like into subjective territory, right? Yes. His first televised NXT match was taped in Full Sail, but didn't air until he had already debuted at a takeover. Interesting.
Okay.
He once cut a backstage promo interrupting Corey Graves, so that could give you some era idea.
Yes.
To declare, this is my era.
Just so vague. I don't
His NXT reign ended at TakeOver Toronto after interference from a certain shock to the system. Do these make sense? Who lost the title at NXT TakeOver Toronto?
Joe?
No.
Nakamura?
They're saying Drew.
Drew did not lose it in Toronto.
So this is flawed already.
He lost the title at War Games to Andrade, which was in Houston. And the Undisputed attacked him after he won the title, not after he lost it, which is in Brooklyn. So believe it or not, Toronto has zero factor in this whatsoever.
Love that for us. Great. Good start. All right, next one.
And also, he wouldn't have been in NXT at the same time as Corey Graves. When Corey Graves is in NXT,
he was earlier.
Drew McIntyre would have been in like 3MB probably.
But was he there on commentary, though?
McIntyre?
No, Graves.
Oh, Graves? Maybe, but like promo from Corey Graves?
This one I think makes sense, maybe. Number 2. Her only televised pinfall loss in NXT happened after she'd already vacated the title.
Sorry, I heard vacate the title.
Her only televised pinfall loss in NXT happened after she'd already vacated.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah.
That would have been after like one of those times where she came back.
And then, was this true? She debuted on the main roster by issuing simultaneous challenges to both women's champions.
Asuka?
Mm-hmm.
Her debut match was against Emma at TLC 2017.
But they're saying her appearance was her challenging.
Maybe, I don't.
Okay. Number 3.
So.
Before joining NXT, his theme music appeared in a WWE 2K game, despite him not being on the roster. That's crazy.
That's an interesting trivia note, though.
His first, I don't know if this is true, his first NXT TakeOver appearance involved a mysterious figure placing a mask on his face.
What?
He became NXT champion due to the literal betrayal of his tag team partner. Or former tag team partner.
Gargano?
No.
Ciampa?
Yes.
Sorry, read me the first 2 things again, because I was
Before
confused.
joining NXT, his theme music appeared in a 2K game, despite him not being on the roster.
That was a weird one. Then what was the other one?
His first NXT TakeOver appearance involved a mysterious figure placing a mask on his face. Were they still trying to hide him?
Ciampa?
Like his first appearance. I'm not saying it was like, was it a vignette where they're like covering his face at the last second or something?
No, because DIY debuted together.
I don't know.
That's weird. That was confusing.
His first televised NXT match was against an opponent who later became a Cruiserweight Classic standout. That's hard. His long title reign included exactly one televised pinfall loss, though not for the championship.
Long Run Balor?
No. It's your boy. Hint 3, Panama Sunrise, yeah. Is any of that?
His debut was against a Cruiserweight Classic.
Probably not, by the way this has been going.
That's fair.
I think this one might be true. His first NXT storyline involved ignoring instructions from William Regal and getting fined for attacking a referee.
Oh, okay. That sounds familiar.
He once mocked Cassius Ohno by appearing on a couch eating popcorn during Ohno's match. Pretty sure that happened.
Palpatine?
Yes. Yes, and then the last one was about Aleister Black, blah, blah, blah.
Redacted.
Her first NXT takeover was also her first match on American soil. I think that could be true. Her feud with Candice LeRae included a cage match spot where she hung upside down and smiled.
Io?
Correct.
I thought it was Io from the first one, but I was like, I feel like she's had matches in the States before.
Yeah, I don't know. 7. I did 15 if you're wondering. His first NXT match was actually taped months before he debuted, scrapped due to a shoulder injury.
Hideo Itami?
No.
Really? Damn, I thought
he once formed a temporary alliance with Hideo Itami during an NXT main event.
Balor then?
Yeah, that's right.
Really? Okay.
I don't know if that first thing's true, but it seems like one of the three is true, and it's enough to get us there.
Yeah, the shoulder one, I thought like Hideo Itami would be a layout because like that's like that was his thing.
Call it 2 lies, 1 truth. Basically, this activity it feels like.
Okay.
His entrance included a ritual-style walkout where the camera panned his tattoos long before the lights came up. I think that's fair.
Black?
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know who else that could be.
He won the NXT championship in a match whose crowd reaction almost drowned out the commentary. I don't remember. His finisher is a spinning.
He beat Andrade, so. Yeah.
Number 9. His first NXT promo was a silent stare down with Sami Zayn that ended with the crowd chanting one specific 3-word phrase.
What?
Despite being a 2-time champion, he never defended the title at the Royal Rumble over Weekend Takeover.
So, like Joe?
No.
No. Bad.
Who would they want to probably have a silent stare down in his debut?
Silent stare down. And he was the NXT champion?
Yeah. The last clue is very helpful. His style blended Japanese strong style with flashy charisma. Yeah.
That's not true. He would have defended the title at San Antonio, which is the Rumble takeover in 2017. That's when he lost it.
Lies.
He lost it to Bobby Roode.
Could be. Bobby Roode. Number 10. Her first NXT appearance included a backstage segment where she was told she wasn't ready yet, ironically foreshadowing her future. Really? Okay.
Is this one of those things where they don't know what irony is?
Her takeover match involving Sasha Banks included the first major emotional curtain call moment. Bayley. Number 11.
Ironically foreshadowed her future.
That's why I slowed down there. I was trying to think.
I think it's one of those times where they don't know what irony is.
So is that right? Because it wasn't ready yet. Has she been involved in a major? Wasn't ready yet.
Is it foreshadowing that like she was in fact ready? I don't know. Or like that's not irony. Is that irony?
I don't think so. He once wrestled a takeover opening match wearing gear that subtly referenced the Cleveland Browns. I would believe that.
Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. It's the right
Gargano?
Correct. Yeah. He called himself the heart of the brand before that became his nickname, etc., etc. 12. His earliest NXT appearance was as a security guard, breaking up a brawl between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Could be true.
I don't know.
Scored a rare televised pinfall over Kushida, who I forgot existed, during the Cruiserweight Championship tournament.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like when he was serious and he was wearing jeans.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Debuted and later reformed one of WWE's most critically praised tag teams. And then they give the name, but that would give it away.
Debut? I don't know.
The praised tag teams, Red Dragon.
Oh, are we saying O'Reilly or Fish?
O'Reilly.
Really? Okay.
I think I remember hearing he was a security, maybe.
I
could be wrong. All right. Her only NXT championship opportunity came in a match that ended by referee stoppage.
No.
In pre-takeover interviews, she repeatedly referenced being raised on a military base or on military bases.
Lacey Evans.
No, I thought you were going to say Shotzi because of the tank. Her finishing move, here's a tough one, was called the Eclipse.
Oh, Ember Moon.
Yeah.
All right.
His televised debut involved him destroying CJ Parker, who legitimately injured his nose with one strike.
Kevin Owens.
Yes. Is that like some sort of lore?
I just knew that he faced CJ Parker. I was pretty sure it was his debut. I knew it was like early on.
Last one. His first NXT match aired on the very episode where Sami Zayn and Neville had their farewell segment. Maybe.
I don't know.
He won the NXT UK Championship in front of a crowd who booed him for the match being too long, then later apologized.
What?
How would that be a thing? How does a crowd of hundreds of people apologize?
Walter?
Yeah,
or
Walter.
he apologized.
Walter.
That doesn't sound right either way.
No, that's weird. But anyways, that's what it was. All right, that's ending that. We'll get into the final segment this week. We'll run down NXT and Raw really quickly. It's Highspots and Restholds. Starting with Raw very quickly because who cares? I'm sure some people do, but I shouldn't say that. So seems like there's a lot of attention being put on the women's tag division and not so much on the women's championship, right? Because
which is like, I like that it's like,
I like that they're trying to develop that division, but
that it's like coming at the expense of the one that we're developing. So it's not like they can only do one at a time.
Right. And I love Vicaire, right? So her getting a crappy title run is not what I want for her.
It kind of happened to Io this year as well.
So we've got, speaking of her, it's Io and Rhea Ripley, Flair and Alexa Bliss. They're basically starting a program here where they all want the tag titles. So the main event for this show is going to be Ripley and Io taking on Flair and Bliss, and it kind of doesn't work out very well. But anyways, LA Knight ended up pinning Jey Uso, right? I guess the arc right now Jey is in is that like
he sucks.
He peaked as a champion and now he's falling off and keeps losing. So he gets really mad and smashes the beloved hydration station after the match. So
no, not the Prime.
We're getting like dark Jey Uso or whatever.
Not the Prime.
Not the Prime. Liv's back to address what she has heard about the Judgment Day and whatever. She's back, so she's gonna like raise their profile. They're gonna run Raw again, and then
maybe now that she's back, they can finally like kill this group.
And then,
like, so I saw some people saying
think so.
This group has gone way too long, but like now that Liv's back, they can like do like the Dissension storyline. Like they can actually kill it because it's been going way too long now.
They
could,
but what do you do? Like she starts to find out there was something with Dom and Roxanne while she was gone,
something like that, or like you could keep her and Dom together and have the other ones turn. Like I just do something to split the group up.
I feel like they just like having a steady, constant mid to upper mid card heel faction that they can do whatever.
Like you also have the Vision rolling around, so I feel like you got to pick one.
Yeah. So anyway, she's snuggling up with Dom at the end of it to remind us that they're still an item. Styles and Dragon Lee retained the tag titles. They beat the New Day. The finisher looked awesome, I thought.
I really thought it was cool. I would like less wait time though. That was my only complaint. But I was like, it's really cool, but like Styles like had him hanging there for like a decent.
So who was hanging in the ropes? I don't even remember which. A New Day is hanging over the top rope, and Dragon Lee from the corner sort of stomps, and then they flip perfectly, and Styles catches them for a Styles clash. It looked pretty cool. It's like
the drop kick, the double stomp powerbomb that the Bucks do.
It is.
Just in a Styles finisher instead, which I think is a cool way to do it.
So they retained, finish looked cool. Breaker, you said you watched all of it. I watched some of it. Breaker's in-ring promo. It ended with some really good intensity, right? He calls himself.
I really liked it. Yeah.
He called himself the real best in the world, among other things, right? So clearly they're trying to push him, especially with Rollins not in the vision. Yeah. Like may as well, if not now, when sort of thing. Build this guy, right? My only other things, the ref lets Tala Tonga cheat. Basically, the ref catches him doing something on the outside and doesn't get rid of him, or doesn't DQ him and then maybe gets rid of him. But anyways, Walter low blow while the ref's dealing with Tala Tonga, powerbomb to Solo Sikoa to beat him. Like we all knew he was advancing in the tournament, and he did end up winning it, right? That we didn't put it in our news or anything, but Walter is seen as last.
I did have it in my news, and I just chose not to mention it, or I didn't. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's what everyone assumed was going to happen,
Yeah.
right? So then I put what was a waste of a main event because the Kabuki Warriors come down and force a DQ in the women's tag match. And then, so this was all just a vehicle to say, look at our robust tag team division, right? Because then after that,
Robust.
Lyra and Bailey run down to save Io from getting killed. And then the Judgment Day women come out to Hana Bomb to Asuka, Pop Rocks to Bailey. And there, I think it ended with the Judgment Day women holding the titles up. So yeah, it's just this weird feeling of like, that's cool. Develop that division. A lot of star power in there instead of just like mid carders thrown together. But
also siphoning some
if
of
it
the
cares,
singles. It's siphoning off some of the single stars like Lyra and Bailey, and then now it's also like you can't seem to focus on the singles and tag at once.
like,
I mean,
what's
to be fair,
Vicaria
they
gonna do?
can't really focus on the singles and tag for the men either. The tag division tends to get the shaft.
Yeah, that's right. It's like they can't, and there's more than enough people to flesh out all these divisions. But anyways, NXT, the lead this week, best news of the week, no Booker T. It's Corey Graves
Really?
instead.
Okay, right on.
And
That's
Corey
always
Graves
good.
gets a little bit whatever too, but like,
It's far lesser two evils though.
correct. So to start out with all the Iron Survivor women in the ring to talk, Ruka gets to say the most, I would say. Says that Paige gave her unsolicited advice last week because he kind of did, right? Like, stop trusting your friends or whatever. He thinks she's world championship caliber and she needs to start thinking of herself that way too. Jordan Grace says none of the rest of them can stop her, sort of thing. Lola Vice says she believes in herself and Cena chose her for a reason. Layla Gray, Kaylee Gray, Kendall Gray. Woof, we got there.
It took so many attempts. I was like,
and still never got there too.
Yeah, you didn't. For a second, I didn't chime in because I was like,
let's see how far he goes.
I was trying to figure out how much you were struggling. I was like,
I think I got 4 names deep before it still didn't get there.
The funniest part is that Layla Gray's in 8. Like,
I know.
Person is just like completely different person.
Whatever, it's fine. She says, she points out correctly, she's the only one of them with a belt right now, but she's still the underdog. But she's all about big moments because that's what WWE's about. Kalani Jordan.
Big moments, not stories.
Kalani takes heavy boos from the crowd. Says that only she and Saul have experience in these Iron Survivor matches. I like this line even though it's clearly scripted. The rest are stand-ins while she's the standout.
I saw a bit of Lonnie. I actually didn't think she was terrible. I thought she used to be pretty terrible, so I'm actually not like...
That's part of my thoughts after this, too. I agree.
All right.
Yep.
Not too shabby.
Fatal Influence interrupt. Soul has a broken heart and a bum leg. Gray is the flavor of the month. And...
That's such a terrible line, because Gray sounds like such a boring flavor. Terrible line.
And
like, if colors are flavored, then Gray's got to be like one of the worst ones. Why would you say it like
tastes
that?
like ashes or something.
I thought you guys say taste like ass. I was like, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Jane says she's already beaten Vice and Grace. It's nice to see Kalani finally showing some spine. So it's like, hey, baby face, or sorry, hey, heel.
You're kind of cool now.
Yeah, I kind of have no problem with you. Kalani says she'd still be champ if not for this meathead, referring to Jordan Grace. And then that leads to, I think, Grace technically hits Kalani first. They fight. Faces clear the ring. So Kalani really got to say the most, and I agree. I thought she is sort of coming into that, growing into the role a bit.
Improvement.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's one of those good examples of where like you test out one of the developmental prospects as a heel. Like I think that kind of worked out for Roxanne too, right?
Yeah, it did.
She's kind of found her spot with that. So I think like this could be where Lonnie kind of finds her.
I think so. And it feels already she's getting better.
Yeah. There's some people where I don't feel like they need to do that. Like Javon, I feel like they don't need to like test the heel waters really if they don't want to.
No.
Like even Sol Ruka, I don't think you really need to test her as a heel. I think like she'd be a good face. I think Zarya is probably more likely to turn.
Oh, this week you didn't see?
What?
Oh,
that like
there.
Zarya tried to spear her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Okay, Kendall Gray took that like a champ.
I actually liked NXT this week. I thought it was, she did. Kendall Gray is going to be something, I think.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought that from like when she started. She's like generic, like NIL or whatever, but like she
is still very generic.
But like at least she's kind of getting there.
Yes.
And like, so yeah, like, but point being, I think it seems to be helping out Lonnie a bit actually. Even like maybe even going to TNA was a little helpful, just like getting exposure somewhere else, right? Like, and also have another title run without like being all on WWE kind of.
Right.
Because like I don't know, she was pretty bad like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like she had a couple matches that were okay. Like I remember the one we saw live with Ruka. I still think was pretty solid.
Yeah, I do too. It
Um,
was good.
but like I like from what I saw from this, I didn't see a lot of it. But like I thought she seemed decent. So yeah, like I think testing the waters with her as a heel, I think seems to be paying off a bit.
Me too. Joe Hendry's telling Thea how happy he is that Cena picked him, and then Stax and Ariana Grace walk in and sort of mock them. Hale and Grace start arguing, so they'll have a match later, and it's
I
just
saw like some internet promo where Thea Hale was like, "Oh, Stax and one thing she said Channing Stax Lorenzo, which sounded so
Yes.
contrived saying his full name.
yes,
And so she said like, "Oh, Channing Stax Lorenzo and Aaron Grace think they're a better mixed tag team, or believe they're a better mixed tag team than me and Joe." Which like, I thought that was mixed tag team sounds such a weird phrase too, but it's also funny because like, it feels like they're slowly like or like minimally establishing a mixed tag division in NXT when the titles are AAA titles.
Mhm.
So it's not even like
just
WWE titles.
no.
Like the tag division for mixed tag titles will probably be gone as soon as Ego and Chelsea Green lose the belts to AAA people, right?
100%.
But like I just thought the promo from Thea Hale was so contrived, and she's like, "Well, I believe in Joe Hendry," and I was like,
Her whole identity is his plucky sidekick, and it's kind of annoying.
But I thought she was a grown ass woman.
That too. So then she
Eddie
beats
Edwards music.
she beats Ariana Grace with the Kimura in like 3 minutes. And it's funny because she went for a pinfall and then gave up because she was remembered she's supposed to run the rope so Stax can try and cheat, you know what I mean, and grab her foot.
Yeah,
So it's like goes for a pin, gets up at one, and then goes awkwardly to run the ropes right in front of him so he can grab her. Anyways, and then Stax, that involvement gets Joe Henry involved with him. He takes a standing ovation on the apron right ahead of the finish. So I don't know. Looks like Henry's going to get to face Stax, but now Stax is a champion, prestigious. So
double champion. He's
knows?
technically still a Heritage Cup champion.
that is true.
Until they tell me he's not, I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep saying that.
So Chase, you kids made me laugh here. They are rapidly growing on me. So they've been having some issues with OTM, right? So I don't know if they were intentionally trying to pull up on OTM in the parking lot or it just was a coincidence. But anyways, OTM are walking and the Chase kids pull up in a Tesla. But they can't figure out how to get the doors open from which I've actually experienced in Richard's Tesla the first time. I didn't.
You can attest that's reasonable.
It is reasonable. Okay. So they look like they're trying to roll up and intimidate them, but they can't get out of the car, which I thought was funny.
Okay.
And then Andre Chase walks up, talks to OTM for a second, and then relays the message to the Chase kids. He goes up to the car as I think one of them's now in the back seat and has like lowered the window and is hanging out the window, but still hasn't opened the door. So Chase tells them it's on site next time, and then he's like, I don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's bad, which also made me laugh. So I don't know, man. This was pretty funny stuff. We then get Evan, Slater, and Bourne talking to Ava. Oh yeah, my note, I was confused. It says, thought Slater was super short for a minute. So he's not sitting, but he's like leaning back and resting his butt on something, you know what I mean? So you couldn't tell. So it looked like he's a foot shorter than everybody. And I'm like, what is he? And then he finally like stood up straight and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But anyways, in their match with Dark State, whoever gets the pin gets to pick their spot in the Iron Survivor Challenge. If Dark State wins, then Lennox can pick what spot he wants. So I don't know, a little bit of stipulation, whatever.
That's why Miles Bourne took the pin.
But where do you want to be ideally?
I would go middle.
Right?
I would go third. You let the first two wrestle a bit, but then you're also in before the last.
Right. So I think, and that's why I like, because the match is different. So the strategy is different. Just like the casino, you want to be first, not last. Yeah. Rumble, you want to be last.
These, you probably want to be in the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So anyways.
I like that you have that kind of spectrum between the matches.
Oh, you might want to Google this for me because I still didn't figure it out. So Stone comes in with a package, like a square box that's not super big. And he's clearly already opened it, which was, I guess, was part of the whatever. Ava, they're all like they want to look inside the box, but Ava waits until they leave. And then, so the big reveal, she dumps it on the table, and I have no idea what it was. I couldn't tell. It looked like pieces of black plastic. So if you want to look up what was in the, look it up, what was in the box on NXT this week, please. Because I honestly don't know. And I don't know if that, like, if it was meaningful and it was supposed to be some big reveal, and it's like, could not tell.
Pieces of torn black fabric and a lock of hair.
A lock of hair I didn't see.
Some suggested it could be related to a storyline involving Shiloh Hill.
Yes, please.
Bolt cutters, he
Yeah.
like cut his hair off and then the bleach.
Yes, let's go.
Oh
We'll
my
get
God.
there.
Yeah.
So Heights beat Briggs. Remember, I was surprised in a pretty
I think
quick
this might be the
match.
kickoff to an angle of the box thing, so he might be waiting.
Heights beat Briggs in a pretty quick match. So this was Briggs getting his win back. It was 12 minutes. I actually really liked this. It felt like they actually didn't like each other more than it just being a regular match. We got one of the smash through the barricade spots, but it wasn't a spear. He like kind of picked him up and ran him through it, which I think is a little different. Ref is slow getting rid of the chain that Briggs introduced, so he gets his foot on the ropes after the Heights hits his finisher, usually that belly to belly. We get a boot and a clothesline from Hell, and Briggs wins. I thought this was a longer and better match than, so obviously we're getting a payoff because I think they're 1-1 now, decisively each one. So the Culling go to the ring to explain their turn on Tatum Paxley, and Izzy Dame's face does not match the rest of her body. All the other parts of her are very orange, and her face is significantly less orange. But anyways, weird. The crowd, I thought, detracted from this one. They kind of were amusing themselves rather than reacting to what was going on. You know, when that happens?
Yeah.
When they get doing their thing and just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
So basically, Dame is saying Paxley's pathetic. Dame gave her purpose. Paxley became NXT champion because Dame allowed her to. And when you stand behind her, you don't get the chance to ignore Izzy Dame. At Deadline, she'll end this version of Paxley. And that's where my note says, why is her face a different color from her body? Spray tan, I assume. She sounded fine. Paxley responds backstage. She's scared because she doesn't know what she'll become without Dame's hand on her shoulder. At Deadline, she'll make Dame feel all of her pain. Because I think Dame called her out and said, come out here, and Paxley didn't. She just responded from backstage.
Right, I did see a bit of it. I don't remember much, but I do remember seeing her like say that last line.
Mm-hmm. I find it strange that you elevated Paxley and put the title on her only to have it culminate in now she's feuding a mid-carder. Culminating. And she calls it, Izzy Dame pronounces it the Coling. Like it's Coling, and it snaps me. The Coling. You're in the group. Learn how to say the name.
Coling, and then they cost her the women's championship.
Yeah. Plus, I'm not sure her kind of vague explanation here justifies, because they teased this for quite a while, right?
They did, yeah.
And they even had the Coling. Oh, no, it's gonna be. That's gonna start being canon on this show.
It's gonna be a new Sabre, but this one I feel like you're more likely to say completely accidentally, and then you're gonna
and no one's gonna awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were even like faces for a week or two along the way there. Anyways, so surprise, Vice, Ruka, and Gray beat Fatal Influence. It actually started out super fast and was a pretty fun 12-minute match. And I will say that Ruka drilled the Soul Snatcher. She drilled JC Jane with it this week. Mm-hmm. It actually looked good. I think Jane went for her like discus forearm thing and then right into it basically. And then after the match, they tried to make it look like Zarya was, I think, trying to spear Kendall Gray. I don't know why. And then, she hit Kendall Gray, but it clearly she was coming after Ruka. And they're like, oh, was she trying to? Yes, pretty obvious. So anyways, it looks like that's coming to a head finally. And I thought this match was good. But yeah, it clearly looks like Zarya was trying to hit Ruka. Then in commentary have to sell there's doubt to it. There really didn't look like there was.
Like we all know.
Yeah. Anonymous catches Javon Evans and Ricky Saints talking in the locker room. Respect kind of thing. Evans is the favorite to win in the Iron Survivor, and then he's going to face Ricky Saints and kind of all that. Like they politely think
nefarious.
They politely think they are each better than the other kind of thing.
Is it like, because like, you know how factions have to be the same races? Like, are they trying to catch them interacting because they're different races?
It could be. See, it has to be anonymous because they wouldn't officially cover that.
Right, it's scandalous.
Did you hear through the night who the new NXT tag champs are?
Yes.
Yes, it is now. So okay. And I'm actually okay with the evolution of this group because it's a little more palatable for me. But like, think about, they're the dark, mysterious heel group that just ass kickers. The lights go out, they show up, they whatever. And now it's like, hey man, I've got all this singles opportunities, so I think you should just be the tag team champ. And then he's like, no man, you should be. And the other guy's like, no, I insist you should. Like, so that's what it was. It was Lennox giving the belt to Sugars saying Cutler should have it, and Cutler going, no, I insist that you have it.
Just freebird it.
These dastardly heels. It just was a weird tone for them.
Well, like again, like it's like they're like this lawless heel group, kind of like what I was
Kind of
saying.
not now, though.
Well, like they're supposed to
Yes.
be. At least. Just freebird it.
Yeah. Oba walks up.
Letting people defend singles titles for other people. Surely she'll let like an established faction rule.
Good
pass.
point. So
Like
Oba walks up and has a pretty good interaction with Lennox, I think. Oba's delivery, because he has that quiet confidence, and then he obviously the stature to sort of back it up. It really works for him. I think Lennox is actually coming along as like the hungry young guy too, and like I would say Dark State have shifted towards a more standard heel group, and I think it helps them. Right, they're not just the mysterious dom. It's just like a group of heels at this point, and I think it's better. Chase U lost to OTM, but I was surprised it was way more competitive than I thought, and I thought Uriah Connors actually looked really good. Like, he's small, but he can go. And I was kind of enjoying this, and then like I got caught up in the details. Bronco Nima tags in, corner boot to the stomach, tags out. That's it. Bronco Nima tags back in a little bit later. One punch in the corner, tags out. And so I thought that was strange. It went 6 minutes. Chase U got a lot more than I expected. And OTM have a cool presence, but felt like they were hiding Nima, and they were just gone for a while. Was he not learning things? Was he injured? I don't know.
But he learned how to stomp a mud hole, Steve Austin.
Felt like they were hiding him. Ethan Page is going to have to defend his North American title against Mr. Iguana. It was out in the parking lot. Ava told him.
I knew you would like that.
Iguana was in the car. I think he stole Page's. I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Well, he like scared Page out of the car.
And then took the car, drove it away. Yeah, I don't care. I don't want to see Mr. Iguana. Joe Hendry, Miles Bourne, Javon Evans, and Leon Slater beat Dark State in the main event. Things broke down. They brawled. Dark State actually had a stretch where they looked pretty awesome, destroying everybody out on the floor. And then, so you said it makes more sense now. Miles Bourne made the blind tag. Slater hits the Swanton 450. Bourne immediately follows up with the Bourne again to get the pinfall, so he gets to choose his spot in the Iron Survivor Challenge. It was actually a pretty entertaining main event. And I mean, Dark State is being presented differently, right? So it's not like, oh, these dominant dudes lost. They're just a group of heels now. So I don't know. It's easier to see them lose, and they seem to be improving as well. So I'm a fan of the Iron Survivor Challenge stuff, so I'll be checking out Deadline.
I was saying, I think the women's one surprisingly looks more interesting.
I think so too. So I think I'll check them out. I think that's tonight, so I won't watch them tonight, but I should have time tomorrow maybe before your brother's games. But then they had like a couple minutes left for the Oba, Femi, and Saints contract signing, and it was just Femi saying this version of him will destroy Saints and remind him he's a footnote on Femi's legacy, which I thought was a decent line. And then Saints had a decent line too about something like there's an exception to every rule, and then I applied that to the ruler. I did see a bit of it,
but neither of them sounded bad.
Yeah, it was fine. And that's really all I have for NXT, and I think for everything this week. I told you I was contemplating, there's GCW today. Not that GCW, everybody. Great Canadian Wrestling. Not far from us that I could go check out, but I am supposed to go to that Christmas party. So
you want.
It's like I could roll into that late and still check out wrestling by myself. But anyways. All right. You got anything else to add?
I don't think so.
All right. Let's get out of here. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's 281 in the books. We'll be back here next Saturday for episode 282. We hope to see you then. And until then, take care.